There are two potions in front of you. One is an SS level evolution potion. Inject it and you'll gain powerful 3S level abilities. You'll become superior to others from then on. The other is the Blacklight virus with a fatality rate of 99.99%. Injecting it could result in immediate death or becoming a zombie. Or you may end up in a vegetative state. There's only a 0.01% chance of awakening abilities beyond 3S level. What would you choose? Right now, at the Ability Plaza of Jiangnan No. 1 High School, homeroom teacher Zhou Hai stands in front of Class 5, looking at the students in his class. He feels extremely expectant. Students enter the Divine Gift Space to get evolution potions. It's highly random. Whether you get a good ability depends on luck. Don't feel pressured. However, the teacher still wants to remind you not to choose the gene virus. Absolutely, do not choose the gene virus. Teacher, can you skip this topic? Gene virus is deadly. Only an idiot would pick it. Campus belle Yan Shu said impatiently. Then she was called by the staff. She walked straight toward the Divine Gift Space. I surveyed the surrounding scene. My gaze was dazed. What is happening? Did I just time travel? Just now I was in Dragon Country's top medical laboratory, cracking a highly virulent virus when a sudden explosion occurred. The next moment I opened my eyes. I was here. And this Divine Gift Space. Why does it look so much like my lab? Suddenly a sharp pain struck my head, memories flooded in. This is a post-apocalyptic world where zombies broke out 100 years ago. Everyone who turns 18 can enter the Divine Gift Space and choose an evolution potion or gene virus to awaken abilities. But the gene virus has a 99.99% fatality rate. Those infected either die or mutate. It's long been taboo. At the same time, a ghostly blue virtual panel popped out before my eyes. Name, Zhang Chen. Unique talent, virus domination. Pending activation, description. Affected by a virulent virus and spatial turbulence. You can perfectly control and analyze any virus. Due to your bodily mutation, you can't use purification potions. You can only awaken abilities through viruses. Awaken abilities. Activation conditions. Inject a gene virus. My mind was instantly shaken. This talent is way too strong. Ordinary people can only inject one potion. If I can master 100 viruses, wouldn't I gain 100 strange abilities? Meanwhile, everyone's attention is focused on Yan Shu. She walked into the heavily guarded laboratory projection, looked at the orange purification potion, smiled with satisfaction at the corners of her mouth, injected it directly into her body. A staff member shouted immediately, Yan Shu, grade 12, class 5. Has awakened S-level ability. Frost domain. Wow, S-level frost domain. No wonder she's the campus belle. That's insanely strong. 2 minutes later, Yan Shu walked out of the Divine Gift Space. A reporter rushed over and asked, Yan Shu, congratulations on awakening an S-level ability. First of all, congrats on awakening the S-level ability. Do you have anything you'd like to say? Like which university you plan to attend? Lin Shu nodded slightly. I haven't decided which university yet, but I'm more curious about what kind of ability Jiang Cheng could awaken. For these 3 years, his grades have always been better than mine. He should be able to awaken an S-level ability too. I want to attend the same university with him after he awakens, and take the entrance exam together with him. As soon as these words were spoken, everyone's attention instantly shifted to me. Yan Shu looked at me, with a hint of pride in her eyes. Zhang Chen, come on, it's your turn. Everyone can't wait any longer. The campus belle has awakened an S-level ability. You're even better than her. If you don't awaken at least an S-level ability, that'd be embarrassing. Urged by everyone, I stepped forward. As I passed by Yan Shu, she lowered her voice and mocked me. Jiang Chen, my standards were just too low back then. That's why I liked you. Now I've awakened S-level abilities. In the national ability exam, how can you compare to me? I ignored her, stepped directly into the Divine Gift Space. The moment I entered, 2 beings of light suddenly descended. One was pitch black and blood red. The other was pure red. SS level? How is this possible? Yan Shu stared at the red beam, completely shocked. Homeroom teacher Zhou Hai was so excited he went numb. That's truly the student I taught. Just incredible. The entire plaza was swept by a Category 12 storm.
The mayor.
And powerful people from the military who came to witness all had red eyes. All stared intensely at the divine gift space. It's actually an SSS-level evolution potion. In the past 100 years, only 4 SS-level evolution potions have appeared worldwide. Our Shengsha Empire is finally going to get an SS-level ability user. Heaven is truly blessing Shengsha. Heaven bless Shengsha. The military experts at Dragon Tooth Base were moved to tears. At Dragon Tooth Base, Principal Lin Tian glanced at the old man with white hair beside him and excitedly asked Principal Su, "What's this student's name?" "We want him for Dragon Tooth Base." Principal Su Kingming stroked his beard and said with a smile, "His name is Jiang Chun. He's our best student at one high school." "But Captain Lin, if you want Jiang Chun, it all depends on his own wishes. I can't make that decision." Director of the Education Bureau also smiled and said, "Captain Lin, don't rush. Even if you want Jiang Chun to join your Dragon Tooth Base, you'll have to wait until after the national exam in 10 days. Meanwhile, as everyone was heatedly discussing, I made a move in the space. I just glanced at the red beam, then turned and walked to the black beam. What's going on? Is Jiang Chun hesitating? With the SS-level purification potion available, what's there to consider? No way, Jiang Chun.
He actually set his sights
On the gene virus in the black beam. The big shots outside were all dumbfounded. A sense of impending doom gripped their throats tightly. At this moment, I was staring at the floating deep double helix vial. I didn't hesitate. I reached out and touched the beam. The red light twisted and bounced away. A message appeared, name, Blacklight virus. Potential, God level, universe's strongest virus. It's actually the Blacklight virus. I gasped. From the memories, the Blacklight virus is almost invincible. Its core ability is devouring, gene plundering, and stealing others' abilities. No more hesitation. I grabbed the Blacklight virus and unhesitatingly injected it into my body. A surge of frantic electronic sounds exploded in my mind. Unique talent virus activated successfully. Domination complete. Blacklight virus mastered. It's been transformed into an ability. Gained powers. Devour, plunder, omnipotent enhancement. King of shapeshifting, immortality. Adaptive evolution. A barrage of terrifying information flooded into my mind like a tidal wave. I clenched my fists tightly. My whole body was trembling. Just looking at the names of these abilities, you can tell how powerful they are. After the transformation, a layer of dark red keratin formed on my skin, exuding a violent and dangerous aura. My physique is several times stronger than before. I couldn't wait to check the virtual panel. Name, Jiang Chun. Talent, Virus King. Ability, Blacklight Virus. Concept level, God tier ability, Devour and Plunder. Can obtain the target's ability genes and memories too. Omni Enhancement. 3. Transmutation King. Transform into weapons, defense, and mimicry 4. Immortality, cellular level regeneration. Adaptive evolution, desire, threat. Short-term evolution of resistance and immunity. Seeing this, I was deeply shocked. Blacklight virus gave me an almost omnipotent evolutionary ability. As long as I keep devouring and plundering, I can become invincible. At this moment, the awakening plaza fell into dead silence. Everyone's mouth hung open, frozen like puppets. Principal Su and Education Bureau Chief and a group of military leaders felt like the sky was collapsing. Principal Su Kingming's eyes were bloodshot with rage. He lost control of his emotions on the spot. He turned to the dazed homeroom teacher, Zhou Hai, and questioned him like a tiger staring at its prey. "Get over here now."
Tell me.
"How are you teaching your students? How did you let such a good student go astray?" Zhou Hai was completely dumbfounded. "Principal, I have no idea. Other than being a little quiet, Jiang Chun has always behaved normally." Yan Shu's emotions were like a roller coaster. But at this moment, he just burst out laughing. Jiang Chun is such an idiot. Excited as he was, he didn't forget to add fuel to the fire. "Principal, Jiang Chun usually pretends to be deep. But actually, I've always thought he was off. He's got antisocial personality disorder. You all think he aced every test just for what? just to humiliate me. Back then, I rejected his confession. And he's held a grudge ever since. Someone as vengeful as that wants to spread the virus and wreak havoc on humanity. He's almost turning into a zombie now. I suggest when he comes out, you just shoot him dead right away.
Hearing this, Joe Hai
Clung to it like a lifeline. Yes. Jian definitely has antisocial personality disorder. Otherwise, why would he choose the gene virus? Principal, I've done my best teaching these years. It's just that Jian hit it too well. There's nothing I could do. At Longa Base, School Commander Lin Tian looked extremely grim. What a pity for such a talented kid. How much injustice has he suffered over the years to end up making such an extreme choice?
He glared at the principal, both angry and serious.
Principal Su, although I have no right to meddle in matters at Jiangnan No. One high. But let me give you a word of advice. You must strictly maintain school discipline. Fire those who neglect their duties, and show more care to every student. Su Qingming sighed and nodded helplessly. Zhou Hai collapsed straight to the ground, totally lost. At that moment, a burst of exclamations triggered panic. Oh my god! Jiang Chun turned into a zombie. Look at that black mist around him. Is that the virus? We should get away now, before we get infected. On the projection from the God-gifted space, my dark red appearance was shown, looking just like a demon. The crowd backed away one after another. Seeing this, Lin Tian could only sigh helplessly. He decisively ordered the combat group to prepare, and the hazmat team to get ready. Once he comes out, if he makes any move, shoot immediately. 2 rows of black gun barrels aimed straight at the entrance. Soon, I walked out from the God-gifted space and saw more than 20 gun barrels aimed at me. A bad feeling rose in my heart. I wanted to retract the blacklight virus, getting ready to raise my hands and surrender. The next second, gunfire exploded. Countless bullets rained down like a storm. In an instant, I was riddled with bullets. My body was covered in bloody holes. Damn, why do these guys shoot at the slightest disagreement? Luckily, I've got immortality. A huge amount of black liquid gushed out from inside me, and instantly formed an impenetrable energy shield in front of me. Don't shoot, I'm not a zombie. As soon as I said that, shock appeared in the eyes of the principal and others. Lin Tian saw this, and quickly signaled the combat group to stop shooting. After several rounds of firing, not only did I not die, I could even block bullets. He was completely shocked. Kid, are you sure you actually fused with the gene virus? I immediately nodded, and slowly suppressed the blacklight matter in my body. Sir, if you don't believe me, you can take me for a gene test, or keep me under quarantine for a while. I'll fully cooperate with you. Alright, if that's the case, come with us then. At this moment, Principal Su Qingming strode forward, furious expression on his face. Jiang Chan, do you know what you're doing? That is an SS Deer purification serum once in a century. Something everyone dreams of. Why did you inject yourself with the gene virus? Do you know how big a scandal this will be for the school? Are you even aware? I frowned. Principal, I think the gene virus suits me better. Is that a problem? Fine. Gene virus fits you better, huh? Wait until you can't control the virus in your body someday. You'll regret it then. Su Qingming snorted coldly and stormed off. Yan Shu's face turned steel blue nearby. He just couldn't believe. Even after injecting a lethal virus, I could still block bullets. Thinking of this, he stepped forward. A chilling aura emanated from him. Jiang Chun, do you dare accept my challenge? I'm going to show you. Only losers inject gene viruses. As soon as he said that, everyone present got excited, waiting for a good show. Lin Tian signaled the people around to back up, clearing a path. A mocking smile appeared at the corner of my mouth. Blades and swords are blind. Don't blame me if you get hurt. I'm an S-class Esper. Who are you to hurt me, loser? Yan Shu shouted coldly, and quickly launched several floating ice arrows, shooting straight at me. My whole body was instantly covered by black and red liquid. I casually raised my hand boom. Several chain blades formed from black tendrils shot out, so fast that no one could react. With a crisp, shattering sound, all the S-class floating ice swords were cut apart. Yan Shu, was effortlessly knocked away by chain blade, smashed hard into the ground, spat out a mouthful of blood. S-level ability is nothing special. I retracted chain blade, speaking in a calm tone. When Yanshu heard this, she was infuriated and spat out another mouthful of blood, tilted her head and fainted. Lin Tianhe's pupils suddenly contracted. The arrows of the S-level frost domain are extremely powerful, but were instantly destroyed. Other trainees looked at me, with fear and awe in their eyes. Damn, what is even going on here? Isn't the gene virus supposed to be useless? Jiang Chun actually defeated Yan, the school queen with S-level ability, in an instant. The gene virus has a high fatality rate for humans. It doesn't mean it's not strong. If Jiang Chun turns into a zombie, none of us can beat him. Lin Tian checked Yanshu's injury and found no signs of infection, so he was finally relieved. He arranged for 2 people to send her to the medical room. This kid? I'll take him to get checked first. Soon. Lin Tian brought me to the Ability User Medical Center. Director Wang Zhenyang led the team for my examination. The results left all the experts stunned. Colonel Lin, you said this kid was injected with the gene virus. You're not trying to fool me, are you? Wang Zhenyang asked in surprise, holding the report. Previously, all infected people would undergo irreversible mutations. But the results show he has no illnesses, nor any viruses. He's still an ordinary person. Risk level, 0. No, that's impossible. Everyone who awakens undergoes genetic recombination. He's used abilities multiple times. There's no reason he's still just an ordinary person. Lin Tianhe's expression was stern. Director Wang, he's very important to our Longya base. Please check him again very carefully. Wang Zhenyang frowned deeply. Colonel Lin, our hospital makes no mistakes. Are you doubting me? And the professionalism of all the experts. Director Wang, see for yourself. Lin Tian turned directly. Jiang Chun, show your ability. I nodded. The next second, my whole body was instantly shrouded in black and red light, like a demon descending, exuding a lethal, violent aura. Director Wang and the others suddenly turned pale, so scared that they repeatedly backed away. This can't be. Colonel Lin, he's in a state completely identical to a zombie. Why couldn't the tests pick it up earlier? Since I didn't want to waste time. I directly explained. Stop guessing, everyone. I can perfectly control the gene virus in my body. The gene virus is under my control. It's normal that you can't detect it. After I finished speaking, the keratin on my body quickly faded. Wang Zhenyang and the others were completely stunned. Controlling the gene virus. How is this possible? Colonel Lin, we've never seen a situation like this before. But since the kid says he can control the virus, the decision about whether to isolate him is up to you. No need to isolate him. I trust him. After getting the report, Lin Tian took me to the Longya base with 5,000 armed ability users. The Longya base of abilities. Jiang Chan, your ability is unique. When you use it, you'll be mistaken for a zombie, which will cause panic among others. I need to register your info with the Dragonblood Army and get you a special ID. I was confused. Colonel Lin, does this mean I have to join the Dragonblood Army? Become a member of the Longya base? That's right. You now need an organization to back you up. If you don't have special status, when you turn into zombie form in the future, you'll definitely face endless trouble. I was a bit hesitant. So, Colonel Lin, can I still take the National College entrance exam? You can take it, but there's no need. Even if you get into a university, you'll end up recruited by the Dragonblood Army. You'd be better off leveling up sooner and representing us at the end of year army competition. As long as you make the top 30 in the elite group, you can continue your studies at a medium or large base. Seeing that I hadn't responded yet, Lin Tian continued to push. Jiang Chan, ability users need to battle to improve their strength, and also need to absorb zombie or mutant beast crystal cores. The resources Longya base can offer won't be worse than a university. You'll also get more real combat opportunities than a student. With this explanation, my mind became very clear. With the blacklight virus, only devouring can let me rapidly grow. Joining the military base to get resources is definitely the best choice. Arriving at the office, Lin Tian handed me a form. You need to fill out your ability info here. The stronger your ability, the more attention you'll get from the upper military leadership. I took the form, filled in my information, with absolutely no concealment. For the ability info section, I heavily wrote 7 words. Blacklight virus controller. Lin Tian stared tightly at the info I filled in, with curiosity and an almost fanatical gleam in his eyes. So the virus you injected is called blacklight virus. I've never heard of this virus before. Lin Tian looked at the form I filled out. With amazement, the most frequently seen viruses in history are organic virus, ghost virus, parasite spore virus. Ordinary people injected with these viruses all turned into terrifyingly strong zombies. It's just not known if your blacklight virus is stronger than those. Hearing that on the form, I listed only 4 simplified abilities: absorption and energy storage, super physical strength, form manipulation, super regeneration. A tree that stands out in the forest will be destroyed by the wind. The versatile properties of blacklight virus must be kept secret. Lin Tian took the form. When he saw these 4 abilities, he couldn't help but frown and shook his head helplessly. These 4 abilities are just average. It's a bit of a shame. Blacklight virus is most likely S level. Still far from SS level. Maybe thinking of something, he looked at me and asked, Jiang Chan, I'm curious. Can you tell me, why not choose an SS level ability? Colonel Lin, I actually thought of choosing SS level evolution medicine, but I felt the energy it emitted was too terrifying. It made my heart uneasy, but with blacklight virus, I somehow felt connected to it, so I chose it.
Hearing this,
Lin Tian took a deep breath. You're right. SS level evolution medicine completely disrupts genetic recombination. Awakening would be extremely painful. Blacklight virus isn't weak. If you can control it, that's a good thing. Jiang Chan, it's getting late. How about joining us for a meal at the base cafeteria? After dinner, I'll show you around the base. It's also to help you get familiar. Colonel Lin, you specifically took me for an inspection today and helped me get my Dragon Blood Legion credentials. How could I possibly keep troubling you like this? I've been out for so long. My family must be really worried. I want to go home for a bit and let them know what happened today. Lin Tian nodded. All right, go ahead and head home for now. Remember to report to the Longya base tomorrow morning. You'll be testing your abilities along with the newly joined members. Everyone will go through the strength test together. After the test is complete, the base will assign you your position and arrange special tasks for you all. I took the special credentials. I left Dragonfang base. Then I went to the biggest fresh food market nearby. Bought 2 low-level mutated wild chickens. Found a secluded corner. I transformed into my virus form and produced 2 black spikes right away. Instantly pierced the wild chickens. Devoured the low-level mutated wild chickens. Gene points +2. The system's notification sounds were incredibly pleasant. I decisively spent my gene points. A warm current washed over my entire body. My strength and perception got a slight boost. Once I accumulate 100 gene points, I can break through to mid-level DJ. Just then, 2 DJ-powered individuals suddenly rushed out from the corner. Seeing me covered in dark red material, they instantly drew their weapons. Damn, there's a zombie lurking here. Everyone, take him down. My train of thought was interrupted. Helplessly, I put away my abilities. But the 2 didn't listen and launched an attack right away. I furrowed my brows. Instantly formed a black metal rod in my hand. With a few quick moves, I knocked all of them to the ground. Everyone, I'm a Dragon Blood Legion-powered individual. I was just testing my abilities just now. I showed my Dragon Blood Legion credentials. The bald one's expression immediately froze. He hurriedly scrambled to his feet, limped over and clasped his hands respectfully. Damn, you're really a member of the Dragon Blood Legion. We really took that beating for nothing. Sir, it was just a misunderstanding. We're part of the patrol team nearby. There have been frequent disappearances near the market these days. According to witnesses, it was caused by a zombie. So we're working with the Power Bureau for the investigation. I was surprised inside. Sir, we're actually not sure about that. But the Power Bureau has issued related missions. If you're interested, you can check it out. A flash of golden light shot through my eyes. Golden glow. Zombies mean viruses and gene points. This mission isn't for you guys. Any zombie able to hide like that is way stronger than you. You should go home right now, I said sternly. After sending them away, I left. I disguised myself as a normal person and wandered the dark corners. Just as I was about to give up, out of the corner of my eye, I locked onto a pavilion. On the wall sprawled a bloody, mangled figure, the mouth twisted like a snake. Absolutely disgusting. Name: Liquor DJ. Late-stage liquor saw I was just a normal person, opened its bloody jaws and lunged straight at me. But before it could land, a black chain blade tore through the night sky and instantly split it in half. Blood and shattered flesh scattered everywhere. Successfully devoured. Late-stage low-tier mutated zombie. Extracted a large amount of T-virus. System notification: Blacklight virus has perfectly overwritten. T-virus cannot awaken. New skill: can convert T-virus to 50 gene points. Plus the kill reward, 1 liquor, directly gave me a full 100 gene points. I didn't hesitate. Used all the points. My entire body felt infused with spiritual energy. In the blink of an eye, my level jumped from early low tier straight up to mid-low tier. Hunting monsters really is the most satisfying. When I got back to the apartment complex, it was already evening. I opened the door to our place on the 10th floor. The atmosphere in the living room was unusually tense. My uncle Zhang Baikun and Aunt Su Cheng sat on the sofa with strict faces. My cousin Zhang Shawan actually came home for her break too. Oh wow, isn't this the guy? The super genius who turned down the SS level purification serum? GGG, come here. Talk to sis. Is the gene virus you injected God level? Or just God level, huh? Zhang Shawan circled me twice sarcastically. Heard from the news? You can turn into a zombie and take bullets. And beat S-level powered individuals, right? Come on, transform into a zombie for sis to see. I was speechless. My uncle took a deep breath, a huge breath, and said in a serious tone, Zhao Chun, can you explain why you didn't choose the SS level power? Uncle, the SS level serum is way too volatile. The risks after injection are as high as the gene virus. Uncle slammed the table, shouted angrily, but the fatality rate for gene virus is nearly 100%. If you die, your parents would never forgive me even in death. If you die, I would be miserable for the rest of my life. Alright, Dad, cousin is fine, isn't he? Now that he's home, we don't need to worry anymore. Cousin patted my shoulder. Aunt Su Cheng, hearing this, suddenly exploded on the spot. You didn't choose the SS level power when you could. Went for a lame virus instead. Zhang Chun, your aunt was hoping you'd awaken a powerful ability. Ace the college entrance exam. If you make top scorer, the city will reward us with a luxury villa and over 10 million in cash. At that point, we won't have to live in this crowded, rundown place. But you really let me down. So your aunt can only say, raising you all these years was for nothing. That's enough. Be quiet. Uncle's face changed instantly. Aunt's eyes welled up right away. Zhang Baikun, am I wrong? We spent a lot raising this kid over the years. And now he disappoints us like this. And you still defend him. This kid is just heartless. If he had even a bit of conscience, he wouldn't have chosen the gene virus. Quiet, the SS level purification serum is dangerous. Even if he awakened an S level power, he'd still be my nephew. How could you be so materialistic? Uncle roared angrily. Su Ching burst into loud crying. Fine, I'm materialistic. If he goes to the powered university, tuition is 200,000 a year. With your measly salary, you can support him from now on? Stop supporting me and Xiaowan. I'll move out tomorrow. I promise not to spend another cent of yours. And Xiaowan's tuition. Don't pay either, since you prefer your nephew anyway. Seeing Su Ching dragging cousin, ready to walk out. I sighed, directly took out my Dragon Blood Legion credentials and tossed them on the table. Uncle, Aunt. I was invited by Colonel Lin from Dragonfang Base, joining the Dragon Blood Legion. I'll report to the Dragonfang Base first thing tomorrow morning. What? Xiao-chan? You've been invited to join the Dragon Blood Legion, my uncle exclaimed in surprise. Su Qing immediately stopped crying. She snatched the documents away. Once she saw the steel seal on them, her sorrow instantly turned into pure joy. No wonder you're my awesome nephew. I can't believe you got invited by an officer from Dragonfang Base. Xiao-chan, you're back so late. You must be hungry. Have a seat first. Aunt will cook something tasty for you right now. Just tell Aunt whatever you want to eat. That face-changing speed. What a waste not acting in Sichuan opera. Early the next morning, I arrived at the testing hall at Dragonfang Base. Adjutant Yan Rui had been waiting for a while. Jiang-chan. This time, Dragonfang Base specially recruited gifted individuals. There are 10 in total. Among them, 3 are Class A abilities. 2 are Class S. The remaining 5 are all Class B. You guessed it right. That girl named Yunshu joined too, but she was invited by other team leaders inside the base. In the hall, aside from a dozen new recruits, there are also 4 examiners wearing major insignias. Yan Rui, you're finally here. Everyone's been waiting for you. A red-haired female major smiled. Sorry about that. Thanks for waiting, everyone. Now that everyone is here, let's start the testing. Yan Rui adjusted his glasses. We were about to line up. Yanshu suddenly walked over to me, her eyes full of disdain. Jiang Chen, losing to you yesterday was an accident.
No.
I've already mastered several ways to use the Frost domain. You're just a loser injected with a gene virus. You can't beat me again. My eyes turned cold. Didn't even bother with the nonsense. Buzza whip covered in crazed dark light instantly tore the air and swung fiercely toward his face. Yanshu's pupils shook violently, had no time to react. Just as the whip was about to smash his cheek, a strong pale blue light suddenly flashed, forcefully locked my whip blade in place, striking out without a word. What a hot-tempered little brat. A thin, cold-looking examiner quietly withdrew his ability, stared hard at me. Seeing this, Yan Rui immediately stepped forward without hesitation. Wuzi, it was your person who provoked us first. As a high-level gifted individual, getting involved in a rookie dispute doesn't seem very proper. How about you and I have a match instead? Wuzi narrowed his eyes and let out a cold snort, forcibly swallowed the second half of his sentence. After the clash, a loud shout from the logistics staff echoed through the hall. Zhu Deshuang steps up for the test. As the voice faded, a burly student nearly 6'3" tall walked to the testing machine. He suddenly let out a fierce roar. His muscles bizarrely swelled up, quickly shifting into a fierce wild boar man. In the next moment, he clasped his fist tightly and directly targeted the testing machine, launching a wild boar-style rampage. As the terrifying force erupted, force index on the testing machine rapidly soared to 3,000 kilograms. Wow, this guy's attack power is kinda terrifying. With one hit, he could probably knock over a small car. Is this the true terror of beast-type abilities? Just as expected, only top-level ability users get invited to the Dragon Tooth base. The new recruits waiting in line gasped in shock. Next up are 3 B-level ability users, but their scores were much lower compared to Wild Boar Zhu Daozhuang. It was soon Yunshu's turn. Everyone whispered among themselves. I heard she's the school beauty from No 1 High. S-level Frost Domain ability user? I wonder if her attack power can beat Zhu Daozhuang. Yanshu heard this. She lifted her head proudly, turned and gave me a cold glance. Jiang-chan, just wait. I'm about to show you what real strength is. As she spoke, frost formed all around her. The temperature in the hall dropped sharply. She quickly stepped back a few paces. An ice crystal longbow formed in her hands. She suddenly drew it. This was her ultimate technique perfected last night, condensing her frost abilities into one point. The bow pulled to its limit. An ice crystal longsword appeared on the string. Boom! Deep blue energy struck the testing machine in an instant. The numbers shot up fiercely, jumped instantly to 4,000 kilograms. Oh my god. This is what S-level abilities are like? If that sword struck me, I'd be killed instantly. She's a powerhouse. I hope I can be on her team in the future and become her subordinate. Yan Shu completely ignored the other three ability users and turned her triumphant gaze toward me. Jiang Chun, a guy who injected a gene virus. Your body's definitely weakened. If you can beat me, I'll be your adjutant as an S-level ability user. Her expression was icy cold. She spoke coldly. Get out of here, you're not worthy. With that I stepped up. Dark red liquid instantly covered my whole body. Slowly raised my arm. A crescent-shaped blade radiating death formed at my wrist. It quietly condensed. Next second my eyes lit up. The blade exploded forward. Boom. The testing machine erupted in scorched black smoke. The screen flashed wildly. A bunch of garbled data popped up. Whoa, what happened here? He made the testing machine smoke. This is way too brutal. How is this possible? All the newcomers were dumbfounded. Several examiner majors suddenly stood up. The red-haired sexy major looked completely incredulous. The testing machine's limit is 15,000 kilograms. This level of force can only be produced by mid-tier ability users. A new recruit made the machine smoke. Does his destructive power rival a mid-tier ability user? Wu Zi, looking cold, immediately retorted, handmade back in DJ. Could only generate 12,000 kilograms of destructive force. He injected a gene virus. How could he possibly be so powerful? If you ask me, the machine must be old. Just switch out the machine and retest him. 5 majors exchanged opinions. Decided to let me retake the test. A few minutes later, boom. Another testing machine was wrecked by me and smoking. The room fell silent. Yan Rui's eyelids twitched like mad. Holy crap, the captain just picked up a treasure. This blacklight virus might even be top tier among S-level abilities. Wu Zi's face went completely green. He got slapped in the face, and from both sides. Yan Shu's pupils shrank suddenly. She felt totally disoriented. No way, impossible. I'm a noble S-level element ability user. He's just a brute with raw strength. That must be it. He'll only be strong at the outset. He'll never be my match in the future. Wu Zi, Jiang Chun has broken the base record. You should have no objections now, right? Yan Rui teased with a smile. Wu Zi snorted coldly, swept his sleeve and stayed silent. After the test ended, Yan Rui took me to the base for ability users. Special villa? Jiang Chun, this is your dorm. Earlier, those 5 below, new ability users among them. I invited Zhu Dazhuang to be your adjutant. You're now commissioned as a second lieutenant. You can bring him on missions later, in 3 days. He'll deliver your shoulder badge and combat uniform. I stayed locked away for 3 days, furiously developing the blacklight virus's transformation abilities.
Now,
My arm can transform into blades, hammers, and whips at will. I can also form a dark red viral armor on my skin. My combat sense reached a terrifying level. Once fully unleashed, I'm basically an apocalypse overlord clad in heavy armor. 3 days later, my new adjutant Zhu Dazhuang and I arrived at the outskirts, 80 kilometers from base, Haiyan County Security Zone. The camp here is shrouded in clouds all year round, bleak and lifeless. Hello, we're a task team from the mobile unit, here for a base mission. Zhu Dazhuang handed over his credentials. The guard checked and let us through. Entering the county, Zhu Dazhuang immediately reported, Chun bro, there are 10 task teams on this cleanup mission. 10 in total. 8 of them are veteran teams. They brought reconnaissance drones. Seems they want all mission rewards. There's a large hospital 2 kilometers away. Lots of low-level monsters nearby. I think it's more likely a mid-level monster will appear inside the hospital. Okay, since that's the case, let's head there directly. Along the way, Zhu Dazhuang didn't want to hold me back. He proactively hid behind a building as cover, kept in touch via tactical watch. Meanwhile, I swaggered along and pushed open the rusty iron gates of the abandoned hospital. Creak, the iron gate sounded. 10 DJ zombies wandering around suddenly froze. Like sharks sensing blood, they charged at me. Free gene points. No way I'm missing out. I raised my hand, unleashed a brutal slam with black light. 10 heads flew sky high. Rotten black blood sprayed out. Devoured the DJ Stage 1 zombies. 10 gene points, plus 100. Spent 100 points. Level up costs 10 points now. Looks like I've reached the middle stage. The upgrade barrier got higher. Just then, a buzzing sound came from above. A reconnaissance drone kept its camera tightly aimed at me. Which department are you from, task force member? This cleanup mission is mainly for mid-tier monsters. Don't you know that? You just killed 10 DJ zombies right away. If all the task force members acted like you, Haiyan County's exam site would be ruined. An angry scolding came from the drone. Guess it's a newcomer this batch. No wonder you don't know the rules. Since it's your first offense, I won't report to base about you killing exam targets. I've been observing this hospital for a while. You should head elsewhere. Go somewhere else. I was so annoyed I laughed, complaining about the orders from above. Just trying to steal monsters, that's all. Sorry. I've been observing the southern area of Haiyan County for a long time. How about you guys go to the northern area instead? Whoa, seriously. You've got guts, kid. I'll be there in 10 minutes. Let's see if I deal with you later. Noisy, the virus in my hand surged instantly, transforming into a heavy pistol. Bang! The drone started smoking. I blasted it apart with a single shot. It crashed and exploded. The explosion sounded like a signal. Zombie dogs swarmed in from all directions. Old Ju's voice came from my tactical watch. Chan, I just checked with Deputy Captain Yan. He said, as long as you don't intentionally hunt DJ monsters, that's fine. Any monster obstructing mission progress can be killed. Now nothing's holding us back. The dark red armor instantly covered my whole body. My right arm transformed directly into a giant heavy blade. I gave a fierce grin, rushed into the horde like the Grim Reaper, swinging the blade wildly, limbs flying everywhere, black blood pouring like rain. In the distance, Ju Dashwang was watching through binoculars, gulping nervously. Excitedly, he pumped his fist and shouted, Chun, you're awesome! Chun, you're awesome! Grabbed a ton in one go. 350 genetic points. I converted them all to cultivation stage. Jumped straight to mid-extreme stage, 45 progress. Others have to train like crazy or risk their lives for monster cores. But I just need to kill monsters. And I rocket up the ranks. Those veterans are so eager to steal monsters. Mid-level monsters must have valuable cores inside. Meanwhile, 3 kilometers away, the young man in the combat suit noticed his screen went black.
His face turned grim.
The newbies this year are way too arrogant, daring to talk back to me. He suddenly punched out, shattering the huge boulder beside him. Take people with me to the abandoned hospital. Let me teach this clueless newbie a lesson. Bleed him a bit. Meanwhile, I had already snuck deep into the dead, dark hospital. At the end of the corridor, a white spider silk, as thick as rope, wrapped around some drained white skeletons. Found it, right here. I didn't hesitate. Grabbed the spider silk directly. Yanked it hard. A sharp shriek suddenly sounded overhead. A giant humanoid spider over 2 meters tall dropped down from the staircase corner. Deadly venom and sharp spider legs attacked straight at my face. Chun, don't fight it head-on. Old Ju's anxious voice came from the watch. Head-on fights are my favorite. With the undying body buff, who's playing tricks with you? I swung my arm. My left hand split into dozens of tough viral tendrils. Without hesitation, I tightly locked all 8 of its thrashing bladed legs. Raised my right hand and grabbed the massive blade. Started hacking wildly. Splat, splat, splat. Slashed 20 times in a row. Cut half the humanoid spider's body to pieces on the spot. During devouring, I caught 7 humanoid spiders. Got a white mutant core. Worth 100 genetic points. Total gained 200 genetic points. Successfully seized a C-level ability. Sharp howl. Getting what I need, right when I need it. I sensed with my palm. A blade suddenly extended out, and it gleamed with a cold, pale light. Much sharper than before. Add these 200 points in. Breaking through the late stage is just a matter of time. My stage progress jumped another 20. Only 35 left to break through DJ late stage. Just finished searching the silk and loot. Zhu Dashwang's voice suddenly sounded from my tactical watch. Chun, they're here. There are 3 people. I quickly climbed to the rooftop of the old hospital when I heard this. Looked towards the main entrance. Saw a buzz-cut young man in a combat suit, with 2 followers, showing up aggressively on the hospital front yard. Kid, get out here. You dare to take down my drone. Tired of living, aren't you? I sneered coldly. Instantly shaped a pistol in my hand. Bang, a bullet shot out. Hit the ground just inches in front of the buzz-cut youth's feet, blasting a terrifying crater. The buzz-cut youth jolted in shock. Looked up and saw me sneering at him from the rooftop. Made his blood pressure spike. You really have guts. Not even running when you see me. This month, just get ready to sleep at the base's wellness center. As he spoke, he instantly gathered an energy sphere in his palm. Next second, he clenched his fist. Suddenly blasted at the rooftop where I stood. Boom! A transparent shockwave stirred the air. Even the walls trembled. In the blink of an eye, it was right in front of me. I didn't dodge. Formed a thick viral shield with one hand. Blocked the attack solidly. That shockwave ability is not bad. Quickly, my wrist popped out a chain blade that pierced the wall. Like a dark red black widow, leaped straight from the top floor. Swinging instantly to the hospital front yard. That flying stunt made Luo Chong and his crew's eyelids twitch. I looked at them. Calm tone. Heard you want to teach me a lesson. Go ahead then. No sooner had I finished speaking. Virus armor covered my whole body with a roar. My eyes instantly turned crimson. Thick death aura spread as if it was tangible. It felt like a ferocious demon had descended. You can actually beastify into a zombie? Luo Chong and his crew were so shocked by my appearance that they kept backing away. After snapping out of it, Luo Chong immediately felt humiliated by being scared by a newbie. A huge disgrace. He instantly activated his ability. Launch a relentless series of attacks at me. The dull sound of explosions echoed one after another. The intense shockwaves rippled throughout the courtyard. But I stood my ground. Several shockwaves didn't even move a hair. Is this you just trying to tickle me? Impossible. Even if you're an S-class Esper, your realm is still only beginner. How could you possibly withstand my shockwaves? Luo Chong was utterly stunned, his eyes filled with disbelief. Too noisy. Wait till you go down. I'll explain everything to you then. Before I finished speaking, one immediately surged forward. The chain blade shot from my hand. Like a venomous snake, it instantly bound Luo Chong's legs. The next second, I sharply lifted my head. A ferocious knee strike smashed hard into Luo Chong's abdomen. Bang! Luo Chong was like getting hit head-on by a dump truck. Blood gushed from his mouth in a fog. He was sent flying over 10 meters like a ragged sack. How did such a monster appear among these newcomers? Looking at me, I finished Luo Chong, a mid-level Esper, so cleanly and swiftly. The 2 henchmen were trembling with fear, begging desperately with knees weak. Big bro, we were wrong. I'm apologizing to you on behalf of Boss Luo. We're from the investigation department. Please let us off this once. I waved my hand.
Take him away.
Be practical when you go back. Walk around the mushrooms. If you get killed by mushrooms, I'm not responsible. The 2 acted like they'd been granted amnesty, frantically lifted the limp Luo Chong, and quickly escaped. Just then, Zhu Dazhuang came running over. Openly praised me, Chun. You even took down Luo Chong in one move. That's insanely strong. You've totally defeated him this time. I doubt any mid-level Espers will dare mess with us again. What's our next destination? Old Zhu immediately gave directions. Chun, they circled from the northeast. That area has already been searched by them. We can head to the abandoned bus station directly north. Monsters are more concentrated there. Most likely there are mid-level monsters around. Alright, let's set off now. Meanwhile, Dragon Fang Base Mobile Unit, within the captain's office. Tian frowned, reading the frontline report from Tianan Province. The door suddenly knocked. Adjutant Yan Rui rushed in. Captain, You should check the video section on our base's official site. There's a combat video going viral. I think you might be interested in this video. Yan Rui tapped his tactical watch to cast the screen. Title: Shocking. He blocked a mid-level monster in the hallway as just a beginner. Did something truly insane. The whole clip is non-stop action. Lin Tian looked at that clickbait title, was momentarily confused. But as the video played, when he saw on screen, Jiang Chun recklessly cornering the humanoid spider, ignoring everything and just hacking away, he was utterly stunned. Is Jiang Chun nuts or what? How does he dare to go head-on with a humanoid spider-type monster, using DJ-level strength to clash with a humanoid spider? Did I underestimate his powers? Lin Tian took a deep breath. Xiaoyan, we may need to reevaluate Jiang Chun's Esper level. His super strength and regenerative abilities, both powers, may already be S-class. Plus he's got energy absorption and morph control. Those two abilities. Once he matures, he'll be an absolute bulldozer in battle. As long as enemies fall, his stamina is limitless. The more he spoke, the more excited he became. Having such a destructive force at Dragon Fang base will surely give the Demon Mark tribe a good shock someday. Captain, Jiang Chun's powers absolutely rank high among us class. But I think he's still a bit short of SS class. Then let's temporarily bump him up to S+ class. Upgrade his privileges accordingly from now on. On the other side, near the abandoned bus station south of Haiyang County, Yang Shu was also on the base site. Saw that viral video. He was deeply shaken inside, but his tone was rather sour. Deadly so. What's so hyped about such fighting style? Just a brainless muscle freak, that's all. No skill at all. Saying this, he angrily formed an ice arrow. Instantly killed a DJ zombie trying to provoke him nearby. Just then, a young man with slicked back hair walked up next to him. Shu, you don't need to get worked up over that guy. Muscle freaks do deserve praise early on. But you and I are noble element type espers. Once we reach higher levels, they won't even be worthy to carry our shoes. Beside this young man, were 4 mid-level henchmen. Liu Feng Sr. Jiang Chun. That guy took the same task as me. Clearly wants to step on me.
He dominated me for 3 years at Jiangnan First High.
I don't want to lose to him this time. So later, could you let me land the final blow on a mid-level monster? Yan Shu pleaded. Liu Feng curled his lips in a proud smile. Bringing you here was my intention. That's what I planned anyway. Just a few mid-level monsters. You can finish them off. No problem. Shu, if you want to beat that guy, it's actually simple. If I help you, I can make him leave Haiyan on a stretcher. You're so good to me, Senior. When I'm stronger someday, I'll repay you, Yan Shu said sweetly. Liu Feng's smile deepened. And right then, a sharp gunshot rang from inside the bus station. Liu Feng and the others' pupils contracted and quickly moved out. Inside the bus station now, I stood atop the frame of a stripped-down bus. That shot just now was fired to signal monsters nearby. A riot of zombies howled throughout the station. Chun, look over there. That zombie is massive. Zhu Dazhuang pointed to the station's back entrance, his eyes full of dread. I turned my head. A giant zombie over 6 meters tall, holding up a scrapped car in one hand, was slowly approaching. Name, Giant Arm Zombie. Level, late mid-stage. Ability, super strength, Chun. What should we do? This big guy looks tough. It's not a problem. No matter how tough, it's still mid-level. As long as it's mid-level, I can kill it. A dark red armor covered its body. I flicked my wrist. A gleaming sharp curved blade flashed coldly. Stay clear. Old Jew, if I get blood crazy, I might forget to save you. Old Jew hurriedly jumped onto a sturdy bus. Chun, be careful. The next moment, I rushed in like a tiger, dove straight into the lion's den. The curved blade sliced through like tofu, cutting wildly. 1 minute later, over 50 zombies were chopped into pieces. The whole battleground. Only the 6-meter-tall giant arm zombie remained eating. DJ beginner zombies, 55. Gene points plus 550. A single move raked in 550 points. I feel completely refreshed. Immediately spent 350 points. Used up 350 gene points. Realm increased by 35. Advancing to the late low-level realm cost 200 gene points. Realm increased by 10. The primal power brought by the breakthrough instantly flooded my entire body. With my current strength, if I run into the man-faced spider again, I could beat it to a pulp with just 3 punches, no blade needed. 5 punches would send it directly to hell. I was just about to try my fist on a giant arm zombie. Suddenly, 2 whooshing sounds rushed at me from behind. One was a scrapped car flying at me like a cannonball. The other was a razor-sharp blue blade. The attack came too fast. I didn't have time to dodge it all. I flipped my right wrist and sliced the car in half with my chain blade. But right after that, the blue blade sliced straight into my left shoulder. My whole left arm was chopped off. Ambushed or stabbed. If it weren't for my immortality, if that attack had hit anyone else, they would have tried to deal with the blade and gotten smashed into pulp by the car. My blood-red eyes locked on the attacker's direction. What do you want? Why are you attacking Brother Chan? Zhu Dezhuang drew his gun, aiming at Liu Feng, who was walking over slowly. When Liu Feng curled his lips in a sinister smile, just trying to steal the kill. No need to make such a fuss, is there? Oh, come on. Is this how you steal a kill? This is murder. Old Zhu cursed it angrily and pulled the trigger on Liu Feng without hesitation. Liu Feng dodged the bullets with ease. He turned coldly to his men and ordered, "Jam the signal here. Otherwise, it'll be hard for us to move next." One subordinate immediately activated the signal jammer. A strong electromagnetic pulse instantly shut down our tactical watches. Zhu Dezhuang looked extremely grim, immediately beastifying into a boar man. But right as the transformation finished, a blue blade flashed out ghost-like, slashing across his chest in an instant. Old Zhu grunted in pain as a spray of blood burst from his chest, and he crashed to the ground. Watching old Zhu fall, the killing intent in my heart surged to the max. I quickly leapt up the dam, checked him over, and found it wasn't fatal. Then I hoisted him up and moved him to a safe rooftop to stop the bleeding. By the time I came back, Liu Feng and his 4 mid-level subordinates were pinning the giant harm zombie down, which was now covered in wounds, on the verge of death. Yang Shu was standing at the edge, looking hesitant. "Senior, what we just did to Jiang Chun, weren't we being a little too much?" "Shu, don't overthink it. I was only trying to help him deal with the zombies. Too bad my aim was off. The blade went astray. As for his aide, daring to openly shoot at me, wasn't it reasonable for me to cool him off a bit?" Hearing this, Yang Shu found it made a lot of sense. Jiangnan City's only S-rank could be him alone. As long as he keeps Jiang Chun down, everyone at the base will have to please him in the future. "Thank you for helping me, senior." Liu Feng grinned and ordered his men, "You 4, clear out those small zombies. I'll keep an eye on that kid." At this moment, I stood on the 5th floor roof, overlooking Liu Feng inside the station. "These trash must die today." Liu Feng looked up and met my gaze, not afraid at all, but instead with a taunting, provocative grin. I squinted my eyes, sheathing my machete, and shot out ultra-long virus tendrils. My lover dove straight down from the rooftop, but as he was, midair, several blue blades howled toward me, tearing through the air. The incredibly sharp blades not only broke through my defense, they even cut into the viral armor, leaving several deep slashes. The force blasted me down into the 3rd floor ruins. Such sharp powers. Their armor-piercing ability is way above that of a razor hound, but as long as they can't finish me instantly, it's all pointless. Black-red material surged wildly from my severed arm and wounds, and my body instantly regenerated. I even started analyzing the blade's energy signature. As long as I get close, I can smash him to pulp with a single punch. I charged out of the building again with all my might, but this time, I formed a massive viral shield in front of me, guarding my vitals tightly, and charged at Liu Feng like a rampaging beast. Yang Shu panicked. "Careful, Senior Liu. That kid has super speed regeneration." Super speed regeneration? That's going to be tricky. Liu Feng's face darkened slightly, but he remained completely arrogant about his mid-high level strength. He was absolutely confident. A low-level loser like him, I don't believe he can regenerate endlessly. I want to see how many blades of mine he can take. Liu Feng's face twisted viciously. He waved both hands violently, and blue blades filled the sky, raining down on me like a giant meat grinder. I chased them for 2 blocks, maxing out my sight, hearing, smell, and thermal perception, pushing everything to the limit, but still couldn't find either of them. What's going on? The scent of blood, footsteps, and heat signatures just vanished into thin air. I frowned, puzzled inside, and had no choice but to head down the open street ahead. I said coldly, "Hurt my people. I'll settle this with you back at the base." With that, I turned and left. 2 minutes later, I returned again like a ghost, but still found nothing out of the ordinary. In the end, I had no choice but to give up. Returned, and I have no idea. At this moment, right behind an old, half-destroyed truck, Yang Shu and Liu Feng were tightly trapped under a ghostly blue energy array. Their presence was completely sealed off. When they saw my cold silhouette return to investigate, they both got nervous, hearts pounding in their throats. "Senior just left. We should be safe now." Yan Shu couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Liu Feng looked extremely grave. "Let's wait a bit longer, be careful, this could be a trick." Then he glanced at the arrayed disc in his hand, its glow dimming. His expression turned ugly. "The light-drawing array can last another hour. As long as we don't move violently, it won't deactivate. Didn't expect that kid to have power to fight above his level. But since he wanted to kill me, I won't let this go."
He spent a full 3,000 combat credits for this item.
An S-grade life-saving tool exchanged at the base. Now he had to use it against a newcomer. That hurt him even worse than losing 4 men. A few minutes later, I returned to the abandoned bus station and stomped on the signal jammer Liu Feng's men set up. After that, I called the camp directly and got a helicopter to take away the severely wounded Zhu Dazhuang. Luckily, old Zhu had transformed early. His body is tough, lost half his life, should be bouncing around in half a month after rest. While cleaning up the battlefield, I scanned the 4 bodies that I'd pinned to the bus like skewering candied hawthorn. After confirming they weren't from Longya base, I felt 0 psychological burden. Loot mode on. Successfully looted D-grade ability. Berserk. Successfully looted E-grade ability. Enhanced hearing. Enhanced smell. Successfully looted C-grade ability. Pain electric current. Not a bad haul. All 4 abilities give me real improvements. Even though pain electric current is only C-grade, and one of the weakest elemental types, as the image flashed in my mind, I whip out my viral blade chain, trapping the enemy. Then unleash a burst of high-voltage shock. A machete charged with electricity. Striking with that must feel amazing. Too bad Yan Shu and her group got away. Otherwise, I could have let zombies take care of them, keeping things totally under the radar and taking their abilities. I sighed a bit. If people don't mess with me, I won't mess with them. But since they ambushed me, if I see them again, I'll definitely take them out. After fully cleaning up the station, I managed to extract 800 more gene points and got close to D-grade. I dumped all of them in without hesitation. Upgrade, cost 800 gene points. Full body enhancement. Realm plus 40. Adding the previous progress, my power level jumped straight to low tier. According to the regular analysis from the 5100s panel, I was already rated as peak mid-tier. It made me suck in a cold breath, heart pounding with excitement. This meant, as long as high tier doesn't get involved, with my immortal body, I'm basically unbeatable among mid-tier fighters. A few hours gains like this are worth months of hard work a genius would put in. My eyes were burning with excitement. Might as well push even harder and make a direct charge to mid-tier. Right then, my tactical comms watch suddenly lit up. Vice Captain Yan Rui's voice came through. "Jiang Chun, your elimination mission's been called off by the captain. Head back now. We're getting word from investigation and combat divisions. They're saying in the Haiyang County exam site, you are just causing chaos and stealing kills. That you slaughtered nearly 100 low-level monsters and seriously wounded several special agents in a row. Is that true?" There was a lot of confusion in his tone. Vice Captain, the stealing kills part is false. The rest is actually true. But let me say this. They're the ones who provoked me. Getting hurt was their own fault. You believe me? I asked. There was a pause for a few seconds. Jiang Chun, as a member of our mobile division, I have no reason not to believe you. But right now, people from the combat and investigation divisions are all here demanding an explanation. I think you should come back to base and respond. As long as you didn't just kill agents for no reason. No matter what happens, the captain will back you up and won't let other divisions hassle you. So you don't need to worry about that. Before I could answer, Yan Rui suddenly added a word of encouragement. Oh, one more thing. The fact that you can injure top ability users above your rank. That's really impressive. Ended the call. I borrowed an SUV at the camp and personally got in the driver's seat, rushing Zhu Dezhuang and his stretcher back to base. Chun, I couldn't help at all this time. Now I even need you to drive me back. I'm so embarrassed. Zhu Dezhuang was lying in the back seat, barely able to speak. I opened the back door and handed him the white crystal core I'd taken from the giant-armed zombie, right into his hand. A crystal core is only worth 100 gene points. It's nothing to me, but to him it's like a miracle medicine. Take care and recover well. Absorb this crystal core. It'll speed up your recovery? Chun, I already got a cut of the mission rewards thanks to you. You keep the crystal core. I can't take it, Zhu Dezhuang insisted repeatedly. Enough talk. I'm giving it to you, so take it. I said seriously. A deep look of gratitude flashed in Zhu Dezhuang's eyes. He swallowed the crystal core in one gulp. Seeing that, I finally let out a faint smile. After dropping old Zhu at the medical department, I went straight to the mobile division, to the vice captain's office in the building. I had just opened the door when I was met by two familiar scrutinizing gazes. One was from that pretty red-haired lady general, and the other was the gloomy young man who tried to stop me. The red-haired woman looked me over, then suddenly broke into a dazzling smile. Her gaze was so sincere it felt sticky. Jiang Chun, want to join my combat division? If you do, I'll be your girlfriend and protect you from now on. How about it? As soon as she finished, I was stunned on the spot. Yan Rui, at his desk, suddenly shot up, adjusted his glasses and angrily questioned Qin Ran. Weren't you here to get an explanation? What are you doing poaching staff from our mobile division? That's not appropriate, is it? Explanation? For what? Luo Chong just lost because his skills weren't enough. He got beaten up by someone outside his level. Honestly, I just feel embarrassed for him. Why would I ask for an explanation? Qin Ran shot it down immediately. Her seductive gaze stayed glued to me. If she had known I could break through ranks before, on the day of the tests, she would have fought to get me into the combat division, even if she offended Lin Tian, no matter the price. Since you have nothing else, Major Qin, please go on. Yan Rui waved her off, a clear sign to leave. Seeing Yan Rui angry, Qin Ran couldn't help showing a fox-like smile. Yan Rui, I actually came this time to borrow Jiang Chun. Now that Luo Chong is badly hurt, we're short on elite agents for special missions in the combat division. There's only one left, while the other elites are all on assignments. The mobilization department's duty is to provide support, so I'd like Jiang Chun to assist us. That shouldn't be too much to ask, right? Yan Rui rubbed his forehead, feeling a sudden headache. Jiang Chun is only low tier. It's not quite suitable for him to go on dispatch missions. Pick someone else. Major Yan, do you really think Jiang Chun is unsuitable? He's the one who heavily injured two mid-tier combatants in a row, including an elite. Qin Ran walked up to the office desk, pressing her hands down on the surface. Her eyes emitted an oppressive, fiery light as she stared at Yan Rui. If you don't agree, then I'll just have to tell our captain and let him come pick him up personally. Faced with this blatant intimidation via status, Yan Rui knew how difficult those lunatics from the combat department could be. As the vice captain, within his daily authority, he really didn't want to escalate things to the highest level. After a brief standoff, Yan Rui shook his head helplessly. Fine, I'll agree to this. Regarding the dispatch mission details, you can explain them to Jiang Chun yourself. You should know. By displaying such terrifying combat power beyond my level, I would definitely become a hot commodity at the Longya base. The mobilization department focuses on support, often handling troublesome matters, so the combat department would inevitably come to borrow people. With Yan Rui's agreement, the pressure in Chinran's eyes vanished instantly, and a charming smile graced her lips once more. Jiang Chan, my contact info is on there. Remember to add me later. She took a step with her long legs, walked over to me, and stuffed a fragrant business card into my hand. After speaking softly, she waved goodbye, turned around, and left. After she was gone, the cold young man who hadn't spoken, Wu Zi, stared at me with an icy gaze. Jiang Chan, you are suspected of the intentional murder of our investigation department agent Liu Feng. Please assist with the investigation and come with me to the investigation department. As soon as he said this, I let out a cold laugh. Looking at this posture, it seemed he intended to take me away by force. But this is the mobilization department building. If he wants to touch me, he'd better weigh whether he actually has the capability. Intentional murder? Are you saying he's already gone to see Yoma? If he's not dead, then let him suffer. I didn't back down an inch, meeting him head-on. By the way, remember to give him a message for me. Tell him to get a coffin ready, and wait for me to come find him. Hearing this, a flash of killing intent instantly crossed Wu Zi's eyes. Very good, you've got guts. These words, I will deliver for you. Don't regret it when the time comes. After speaking, Wu Zi slammed the door and left. Yan Rui frowned, looking somewhat confused. Jiang Chen, what's going on between you and Liu Feng? Is mediation possible? While I was dealing with a late mid-tier zombie, he suddenly used a blade to sneak attack me from behind. Adjutant Da Zhuang was also nearly killed by his blade. He's currently lying in the medical department. Vice Captain Yan, no matter what, he has to die. My tone was icy, leaving no room for compromise. My immortality was the source of my confidence. I decided that once Liu Feng left the base, I would find an opportunity to kill him. Once those words were spoken, Yan Rui's expression suddenly turned ugly. Attacking someone from behind, while they are fighting powerful monsters, is purely trying to put someone in their grave. This Wu Zi actually dared to flip the facts. Jiang Chen, do you have the combat records from then? Using unscrupulous means to sneak attack a comrade to steal a kill. This kind of person doesn't deserve to stay in Longya base. I'll report this to the 5 major departments immediately, to the Joint Judiciary Group, and apply to have him expelled from Longya base. When that time comes, you can take your revenge and settle your grievances. Yan Rui immediately contacted Zhu Dazhuang and obtained the combat record video. But after watching it, his brow furrowed deeply. This is trouble, I just checked. Liu Feng has completed 53 base missions and possesses many military merit points. The Joint Judiciary Group will, based on his contributions, grant him the right of defense. In the video, this blade indeed came at your back, but the investigation department is good at sophistry. They will absolutely insist it was an accidental injury while missing a shot at a monster. Yan Rui shook his head helplessly. In other words, trying to use this to expel him from Longya base is almost impossible. Then what would be the consequences if I kill him outright? I asked. Yan Rui was stunned for a few seconds. He gave a bitter smile. If you kill him outright, you'll violate the military regulation against killing comrades. You'd face at least 10 years of imprisonment. Even if the captain intervened, the sentence couldn't be reduced. Because the authority of that over-tier captain in the investigation department is just as great as Captain Lin's. It's a pity you didn't choose the SS-level evolution serum. If you had awakened an SS-level ability, why would it be this much trouble? Likely with just a word from the captain, Liu Feng's head would be delivered to you. He could see it now. I was dead set on Liu Feng's death. What about applying for a life-and-death duel in the hidden department? I asked, unwilling to give up. Following those words, Yan Rui's gaze instantly became extremely sharp. That requires the other party's consent. Jiang Chen, Are you absolutely certain? He's a dead man. I let out a stubborn, wild laugh. My current conventional strength has reached the limit of mid-tier, and I have evolved resistance to the Gale element. This means Liu Feng's wind-based ability is effectively useless against me. Yan Rui reminded me, once the life and death waiver is signed, the arena will open. Currently, Li Feng has a severed arm. It will take some time for him to heal. If you want to kill him, you'll have to wait at least half a month. No matter, it's only half a month. I can afford to wait. Jiang Chun, we've only been apart for 3 days, and you've actually broken through to the low. No wonder you're so confident after post-production. Yan Rui suddenly sensed a change in my aura. He couldn't stay calm anymore. Looks like giving you half a month might be enough for you to break through to the mid-tier level. If Liu Feng dares to accept the life or death match, then the captain and I will just wait for the show in half a month. The next day, a piece of news hit like a Category 12 hurricane, sweeping through the entire Longya base in an instant. This year's genius special agent Zhang Chun actually challenged Liu Feng, a veteran from the investigation department, to a life or death duel. Everyone in the base was waiting to see Liu Feng's response. Many thought I was crazy for being a rookie challenging a veteran, that I must be out of my mind. But those who watched my viral video of slaying the faceless spider were secretly looking forward to it. Inside the luxurious infirmary recovery room, Li Feng, now with only one arm, learned of the news. He burst into a frenzy of wild laughter. Brother Wu, hurry up and help me accept his challenge. Just tell him I've accepted. Wu Zi, standing beside him, frowned. Feng Shao, didn't you say he could resist your wind powers? What are your odds if you fight him again? The grin on Liu Feng's face became even more twisted. Brother Wu, I just need to absorb 3 more green crystal cores, and I'll break through to early advanced level. By then, just using my clan's mighty battle skills, I'll grind him into the dirt. Wu Zi was shocked by this. If Liu Feng really reaches early advanced level, with the top-level battle skills, even if Jiang Chun had 100 lives, it wouldn't be enough. Feng Shao, I'll help you accept the challenge right away. Just focus on your recovery for these 2 weeks. Give your all to break through. Wu Zi sneered coldly. Very soon, the news that Liu Feng accepted the fight and swore revenge spread like wildfire, and everyone finally understood why the two hated each other. Countless people were shocked that a newbie like me could actually sever the arm of a veteran. In the dorm area, Yang Shu heard the news and rushed to the infirmary to check it out. When Yang Shu learned that Liu Feng was about to break through to advanced level, her initial panic instantly turned into spiteful excitement. Senior, I heard that on the life or death stage, surrendering isn't allowed. You have to really give Jiang Chun a hard time out there. Yang Shu pouted playfully. Shu, if you'll be my girlfriend, I'll torture her to death right on that stage. Liu Feng showed a lecherous smile. As an S-class Esper, Yang Shu actually looked down on a class Liu Feng. But to completely crush me, she still revealed a gentle, sweet smile. As long as you can kill Jiang Chun, I'll say yes to you. Keep him on the hook for now. Milk him for advanced level resources, then kick him to the curb. Yang Shu was quietly scheming. Jiang Chun, why did you challenge Liu Feng from the investigation department to a life or death match? Ling Tian and the captain's voices came through my watch. I'm 100% sure. As long as you're confident, it's fine. Are you still going on that dispatch mission for the combat division? If not, just stay at the base and train. I'll have Xiaoyan get you this month's resources in advance. Captain, I've already agreed. Deputy Captain Chin, I have to take the mission, of course. After ending the call, I immediately found Yan Rui and received a full 20 incredibly rare white crystal cores, which were dropped from elite monsters, plus a valuable 5 cubic meter space ring. On the way to the combat division building, I didn't hesitate at all, instantly converting all 20 white crystal cores into 2,000 gene points. I spent 1,000 gene points to upgrade everything. Realm plus 50, breakthrough to mid-tier stage. Spent 1,000 more gene points. Realm plus 10, Feeling my physical power and muscles grow insanely strong, I was excited. My eyes sparkled. With my current strength, once the blacklight virus armor covers me, I can easily lift a 50-ton heavy tank one-handed. If I manage to condense the virus and release my long sword, even advanced espers would have to back off. In barely 2 days, I leapt from low-mid to mid-level. Having the blacklight virus is exactly this kind of unreasonable power. Combat Division headquarters. Inside Chinran's office. Sis Ran, who did you borrow from the mobile division this time? Are they reliable? Su Yang and I are both late-stage mid-tiers. You didn't bring in someone that'll drag us down, did you? A girl in a black leather jacket, with a killer body, questioned her. Chinran smiled playfully. Menya, you'll see when this person arrives. So mysterious. Don't tell me it's Wang Haoyan. If it isn't him, who else from mobile division could be doing missions with us? If a newbie drags us down, I won't care if he lives or dies. Chun Mengya pouted in annoyance. The Wang Haoyan she's talking about is the mobile division's genius at blood demonization, incredibly strong in combat, and the person she idolizes the most, Boss Dai Fei. Just then, the office door was knocked. Chun Mengya curiously went to open it. When she saw it was me, there was a flash of shock and disdain in her eyes. You're Jiang Chun, the talk of the base these past 2 days. Chun Mengya let out a mocking laugh. I heard you only joined 5 days ago, and you're already brave enough to fight Liu Feng to the death. You're seriously overestimating yourself. Su Yang on the side clearly had seen my combat video and knew how terrifying I was. When he heard Chun Mengya sarcastic, his face turned pale. He quickly reached out to cover her mouth tightly. Sorry, Brother Chun. Mengya just doesn't know you well yet. She tends to speak without thinking. Please don't take it to heart. Su Yang apologized with a forced smile. Su Yang, what's wrong with you? Why are you so scared of a newbie? Are you still my second in command or not? Chun Mengya broke free from Su Yang's hand and angrily questioned. Mengya, please don't say that. He's an S-class esper. Luo Cheng and Liu Feng were both hospitalized with serious injuries after he beat them across tiers. Su Yang broke out in a cold sweat. As soon as he said that, Chun Mengya's mind was blown. Her once arrogant eyes became instantly clear. She never expected I'd be that terrifying, my power rivaling Liu Feng's. That means, even as a newcomer, I'm more than qualified to take him down easily. Sorry. I apologize for what I said. Chun Mengya knows when to swallow her pride. She immediately backed down. I ignored her and turned my attention to Chin Ran. Deputy Captain Chin, what's the mission this time? See for yourself. Chin Ran used her tactical smartwatch to cast the mission details onto the wall. Mission: over 500 people have recently gone missing in Jiangnan City. The work of a secret evil organization. Head to the city to find out why. Track down the mastermind. If necessary, any suspects refusing to cooperate may be executed on the spot. Reward: 10 million cash and 10,000 contribution points. Participate in a guaranteed minimum of 500 military merits. When I saw this mission, a flash of surprise appeared in my eyes. On the day of awakening, I had just returned to Jiangnan City and immediately encountered a liquor. It was obvious that it was deliberately released by someone. But I didn't expect the death toll in Jiangnan City would keep rising because of it. The Bureau of Supernatural Abilities, these useless idiots, still haven't figured out the cause until now. That's the situation for Jiang Chun's mission, Chin Ran explained. Intelligence coming from the city's Bureau of Supernatural Abilities. Attacks have happened all over the city. Previously, the Bureau captured a batch of monsters and tagged them, hoping to track down the source of these monsters. But after being tagged, all of them mysteriously self-destructed. Also, they can go invisible. They're impossible to guard against. Hearing this, I frowned slightly. They've been modified. They self-destruct the moment there's any abnormal behavior. Ranji, what kind of useless people have special abilities here? These monsters are able to self-destruct. It's obviously the work of a controller-type psychic. Just detain all controller types in the city. Use hypnosis or extract their memories. Simple enough. Chun Mengye complained. Mengye, there are at least 1,000 controller-type psychics in the entire city. Our base doesn't have anyone proficient in these kinds of psychic abilities. Even if we gather up all those thousands of people, who would be willing to cooperate? Chinran said helplessly.
Hearing this,
Chun Mengye lost her energy, feeling like this was a tough job with little reward. At this moment, Su Yang stood up confidently. Mengye, I can control killer hornets. Why don't we set an ambush in one of the incident areas? If we spot a monster, I'll use my killer hornets to follow them secretly. Plus, Mengji, your ability can make your sense of smell and hearing super sensitive, so tracking them secretly shouldn't be hard at all. I stayed calm, but a golden gleam flashed in my eyes. Everyone else is worrying about finding the mastermind. But for me, this is an easy test question. The blacklight virus can not only infect and control any living thing, but can also directly devour humans and extract memories. As long as we find the suspect, I can even use Ether, the king of shapeshifters, to take their appearance and go on a rampage as a mole. With me here, this mission just got at least half as difficult. Jiang Chun, aren't you going to share your opinion? Chun Mengye looked at me curiously. Let's go with this guy's idea. As long as we find the suspect, it won't be hard to expose the mastermind, I said lightly. An hour later, the three of us drove to Jiangnan Bureau of Supernatural Abilities. Dark clouds covered the sky, and rain poured down in torrents. The entire city was cloaked in an oppressive and lifeless tone. As soon as we stepped through the door, Bureau Chief Xiao Jiang immediately greeted us enthusiastically. Officers, hello, it's pouring outside. Please come inside and have a seat. Let me brief you on the mission. Chief Xiao, we're already familiar with the situation. There's no need to go over other details. Chun Mengye looked extremely impatient, directly tossing out a business card. This is my contact info. Report any new attacks to me immediately. We'll arrive on the scene right away. He was never fond of these incompetent people anyways. And this awful weather made him even more irritable. Zhao Zhang's face stiffened. He forced a smile, embarrassed. Yes, officer. We'll notify Chanje immediately if anything comes up. Mingji, I've already booked a hotel downtown. No need to worry about where we'll stay these next few days, Su Yang reported considerately. I nodded, satisfied. Having an assistant really makes things easier, takes care of everything. Just then, a staff member from the bureau came running over anxiously. He sounded tense. Chief Xiao. There's been an incident at the Filong Storage Center in the north of the city. According to the investigator's report, 10 night shift workers suddenly vanished there. Only bloodstains and mushrooms were left in the warehouse. They estimate the incident happened at about 3 a.m. today. Everyone was stunned by his words. The three of us exchanged glances. Our faces turned grim. Something happened at 3 in the morning, and they're only learning about it now. Now I finally understood why this case was so hard to solve. Their efficiency is every bit as bad as those idiots in the investigation department. Chun Mengye mocked mercilessly. Enough talk. We drove straight to the north of the city. Under the pouring rain, Su Yang floored it, going up to 100 kilometers per hour. And it only took us 10 minutes to get to Filong Storage Center. Flashed our badges, and we walked into the warehouse with no trouble. The warehouse was dimly lit. As soon as I walked in, I caught a whiff of violent, deadly energy. A cold chill, as if being watched, crept up my spine. Jiang Chun, do you feel that? On Chun Mengye's head, a pair of furry cat ears suddenly sprouted. Her form subtly grew taller, and she instantly transformed into a fiery hot cat girl. Every muscle in her body tensed up. Yeah, something's here. Still hasn't left. I nodded. My senses are pretty sharp. You two stay here. Let me check it out first. Chun Mengye pointed ahead, to a dark aisle between rows of shelves. At the top of one of the shelves not far from us, there was a gray-black liquor hanging upside down. Its body was covered in a strange and bizarre blue magic tattoo, its mouth full of fangs. But the instant it sensed us coming in, the markings on its body glowed with a faint blue light, and the massive creature suddenly vanished from sight. No need to make it so complicated. I've already spotted him. A bloodthirsty red gleam appeared in my eyes. Chun Mengye and Su Yang instantly felt extremely. Chun Mengye's cat demon perception was shocked. It's famously strong back at the base. Even he hasn't locked onto the specific location yet, but I actually saw through it in one glance. The invisible target. Demon Vein Liquor terminated. Late stage modification type. Ability, stealth and self-destruction. Virus analysis, injected with the fountain of life of the Demon Vein race. A failed product resulting from mutation. Have you guys heard of the Demon Vein race? I asked without even looking back. What Luo Vein race? How is this possible? Could a clan be hidden within Jiangnan City? Chun Mengye's face suddenly turned pale. Su Yang's voice was even more shaky with fear. Brother Chun, don't scare me like that. Individual members of the Demon Vein race are quite terrifying. B-rank abilities are just the threshold for their race. They are currently launching a massive offensive at the front lines. How could they have come to the deep rear? Listening to their explanations, a fanatical smile curled up at the corners of my mouth. B-rank abilities are just the threshold? That's perfect. If I slaughter the Demon Vein race, wouldn't I be able to plunder countless high-level abilities? Without a single word of nonsense. Boom! Dark red viral armor instantly burst out and covered my body. The twin chain blades in my hands were like ferocious poisonous dragons, directly turning into a gust of wind as I plunged into the darkness.
10 seconds later.
Violent clanging impacts echoed from the darkness, along with shrill roars. Then everything fell into a deathly silence. Only the sound of iron chains dragging on the ground remained, creating a sizzling friction. Under the shocked gazes of Chun Mengye and Su Yang, I dragged a giant monster that was tightly tied up, in a 5-point bind by viral chains. I slowly walked out from the shadows, dragging it like a dead dog. Brother Chun, have you always been this fierce? Su Yang's jaw almost hit the floor. Amazing, as expected of an S rank. If it were me, I definitely wouldn't have been able to capture it alive. Chun Mengye gave a thumbs up. Just as the two were about to move closer to observe, I spoke coldly to warn them. Watch out, this guy will self-destruct. The two were instantly terrified, their scalps tingling. They backed up several steps. Actually, we guessed wrong. These demonic creatures aren't controlled by anyone. They're more like failed products discarded randomly after modification. Even if we track them, we won't find the mastermind. I was reading the feedback from the virus analysis, my tone slightly heavy. If it were controlled by a living person, I could follow the clues. But releasing failed products is undoubtedly like looking for a needle in a haystack. Jiang Chan, why don't we give up on this mission? Let the base send the army to search the whole city. Chun Mengye's cat ears drooped, looking very frustrated. You should take this time to cultivate well, and deal with Liu Feng. Alien races have indeed infiltrated Jiangnan City. This is already beyond our capability. No, a massive troop movement will alert the enemy. Since we're already here, there's no reason to give up. I refused coldly. They dare to recklessly release failed products in the rear, which proves that they don't care about the Supernatural Bureau or the special envoys at all. Since they're so arrogant, I must drag them out. Saying that, I suddenly raised my leg, and with a violent kick, I slammed it hard into the tied-up liquor. The next second, the eerie blue demon veins on the liquor's body began to flash rapidly with a ghostly blue glow. Its entire body expanded wildly like an inflating balloon. Brother Chun, what are you doing? Su Yang's pupils dilated in shock. Sister Meng, run. The two were scared out of their wits, desperately sprinting out of the warehouse. The moment they dove out of the gate, an earth-shattering explosion suddenly roared inside the warehouse. Blinding ghostly blue flames were like a volcanic eruption, instantly blowing half of the storage center into the sky. Soon, I walked out of the ruined warehouse. When Chun Mengye and Su Yang saw me appear, their eyes couldn't help but show shock as if they were looking at a monster. The power of that self-destruction just now was enough to kill a high-level Esper. But I took the monster's self-destruction head-on, and was actually completely unharmed. Jiang Chun, I suddenly feel that doing missions with you is a bit dangerous. Next time, I'll have to stay further away. Chun Mengye said with lingering fear. Brother Chun, if Sister Meng and I had run just a bit slower, then she and I would be dead for sure. Su Yang was also still shaken. Meanwhile, in the center of Jiangnan City, at the chairman's office of the Filong Group building, a middle-aged man wearing a suit, with a strand of white hair on his head, was staring intently at the monitor. At the scene occurring at the Filong Storage Center, by his side, stood a cold figure draped in a black cloak, with green light gleaming in its eyes. Chairman Liu, I wonder if you are satisfied with the performance of this experimental subject. If you help us obtain intelligence on key personnel from the Dragon Tooth base, our life religion can provide you with a large amount of immortality serum, the robed man said as he looked at the middle-aged man. Hearing this, the middle-aged man immediately frowned. The robed man in front of him had approached him a month ago, bringing something called immortality serum. This serum was terrifying. In a short period of time, it could force a monster or an esper to jump up an entire rank. But the side effects were enormous. If the absorption failed, genetic mutation would occur, one would lose their sanity and turn into a man-eating monster. Elder Wen, over the past half-month, I've captured many test subjects for you, and lost 50 of my subordinates. But this immortality serum of yours has a promotion success rate of only about 5%. Could it be that you are using a genetic virus as immortality serum to fool me, Liu? A powerful aura emanated from Liu Feilong as he stared intensely at the robed man. Chairman Liu, please calm down. A genetic virus is completely lethal. How can it be compared to immortality serum? The test subject in the warehouse was injected with the latest version of immortality serum, with a success rate as high as 20%. If you cooperate with us, the serums we develop in the future will only have higher and higher success rates. The robed man spoke with absolute seriousness. As soon as these words were spoken, Liu Filong was shaken. As the strongest family in Jiangnan City, the Liu family could have ruled everything. But because of the suppression by the Dragon Tooth base, the Liu family could never truly rise up. If he could inject family members with a high success rate serum and build an army of a rank espers, then the Liu family would be enough to subvert the Dragon Tooth base and become the absolute ruler of Jiangnan City. And the robed man before him clearly also wanted to deal with the Dragon Tooth base. The two parties hit it off immediately. Elder Wen, tomorrow, I can bring the intelligence on the Dragon Tooth base. However, how many vials of immortality serum can you bring me? A glint of greed flashed in Liu Filong's eyes. Chairman Liu, I can currently provide you with 50 vials of immortality serum, the robed man said. In that case, it's a deal. By the way, that kid who just triggered the failed product's explosion, do you need me to find someone to help kill him? It just so happens that this kid had some conflict with my son. If Elder Wen can help us out, that would be perfect. Meanwhile, on the way to the downtown hotel, Jiang Chun's current clue has already gone cold. What should we do next? Chun Mengye asked helplessly. The monsters are able to self-destruct, which means it's hard to capture and interrogate them alive. So what's the next step? Of course, we wait for them to come to us. That kick I gave to the Mon clan's experiment was a warning, showing them they're not welcome. If they keep releasing experimental creatures, it's highly likely they'll send those experiments to target us special agents. I glanced at Chun Mengye and said, these guys are really sneaky. If we call for a bunch of backup, they'll definitely hide. But if we don't, they'll probably keep harassing us like flies. Su Yang thought of this possibility and immediately felt a headache coming on. What are we afraid of? We're so strong. No matter how many they send, we can kill them all, Chun Mengye said confidently. Hearing that, I couldn't help but smile. Forgot to tell you, the liquor in the warehouse just now was late-stage mid-level. Let's be prepared to face high-level monsters. Su Yang was so startled, his foot trembled, accidentally stepping on the slippery break in the rain. The car skidded wildly. Luckily, he quickly adjusted the steering wheel to stabilize it. Chun Mengya was similarly shocked. Her face turned exceedingly grave. Just then, we noticed, standing quietly in the middle of the road, 30 meters ahead, was a terrifying monster, 4 meters tall. It had a back glowing with eerie blue light, and its claws gleamed coldly in the pouring rain. The enemy has finally appeared. Su Yang quickly stopped the car. Chun Mengya shouted urgently. Su Yang slammed the brakes hard. The moment we opened the doors to get out, that green-skinned fishman monster suddenly shot out several giant blue water balls from its mouth, instantly piercing through the rain and crashing into our military vehicle. There was a thunderous bang. The military vehicle was flipped over by the huge impact, instantly reduced to a pile of scrap metal. Damn, if we had been even a second slower, we would have been dead. Su Yang stared at the foolish monster, still shaken as he spoke. The heavy rain severely weakened Chun Mengya's sensing, as well as Su Yang's killer bees. But I was locked onto the monster, not only unfazed, but actually thrilled. Target: Mon Fishman. Elite mid-level, late stage, max power. Water blast bombs, advanced invisibility. Damn, the Mon clan's modifications really produced an elite. This fountain of life is seriously impressive. I must visit the Mon clan's lair someday, and take all their spring water. This Mon fishman before us doesn't have self-destruct ability, which means I can not only get his skills, I can directly extract his memories. Kid, you actually dare to stick around after seeing me. That's gutsy. I haven't eaten a Dragonblood Legion Esper in ages, and today I can finally feast. The Mon fishman stared at me, showing off its sharp teeth arrogantly. Greedily, it extended its crimson tongue to lick its lips. It can actually talk. I thought you were just a beast. I mocked in surprise. The Mon fishman's yellow, slit pupil instantly narrowed. Its face contorted grotesquely. Kid, you're asking for death. I am a noble warrior of the Fishman clan. How dare you insult me? I'll rip you apart piece by piece. Before he finished, a blue glow flashed over his skin. His huge body disappeared into the rain, as if a droplet vanished into the ocean. My eyes instantly flashed red, maxing out my vision and hearing. But even so, not even the raindrops in this area changed their trajectory. No wonder it's advanced invisibility. It's way more effective than Liu Feng's 3000 War Merit Light Array. I actually can't detect any trace of him. I snorted coldly. Virus armor erupted, covering my whole body. Both arms instantly became blades and chain blades. I waited as best I could in the pouring rain. The Mon fool didn't attack me directly. In the rain, Chun Mengya's cat instinct suddenly went into full alarm, making all his hair stand on end.
He quickly dodged out of the way.
In that instant, a deadly claw swiped right past his afterimage. Nice reflexes. But you won't be so lucky next time. The Mon fool appeared behind Chun Mengya, smirking and showing sharp teeth. Such a tiny clan, looking for death. Chun Mengya was enraged by the fishman's words, and popped out his cat claws, charging as a blur straight at the fishman's chest. But before he could even get close, several blue water bombs exploded in his face. Chun Mengya was blasted 10 meters away, landing hard in a puddle, blood oozing from the corner of his mouth. Mengji, Su Yang yelled, panicked. He rushed over in a hurry. The Mon fishman saw this, turned and spat a water ball at Su Yang. At the last moment, I swung my arm. A black virus chain blade shot like lightning, instantly smashing the water ball in midair. Looks like I'll have to deal with you, kid, or else I can't enjoy my meal. Since you asked for death, I'll grant your wish, the Mon fishman said coldly. He then sank back into the curtain of rain. Jiang Chun, be careful. This guy's tough. Chun Mengya's face was pale. Level 1 Esper, yet can't even touch the enemy's clothes. Left him feeling defeated. I stood in the storm, indignant. Sincere Darren can't proactively discover anything. He might as well wait for the other side to take the bait. 1 second, 2 seconds. Chun Mengye and Su Yang are both tense, hearts in their throats. Not expecting it, I actually exposed my back to the darkness without any defenses. Right at that moment, the Moan fishman silently crept up behind me. He canceled his invisibility. His sharp giant claws swept toward me with a force strong enough to tear through everything, aimed straight at the back of my head. It even had a savage, crazed grin as it was about to crush my skull. But in that instant, a thick, sharp bone spike several meters long, the razor-sharp spear, came out of nowhere, burst straight from my back, like a raging spear, unleashing unstoppable force, instantly piercing the fishman's heart from behind. I slowly turned around, a violent, wicked grin curling at the corner of my mouth. Standing right here, even if I gave you a chance to kill me, you couldn't. I gave you a shot, and you didn't know how to use it. How'd you even have that kind of power? The fishman dropped his head, staring at the terrifying sight lifting his body from his chest, eyes filled with incomprehensible fear. Even if I die, I'm taking you with me, he roared, gathering all his remaining strength, desperately slapping at me with his dying breath. But before his claw could land, a surge of violent blue electricity, painful currents instantly traveled through the bone spike in my back and directly surged into his body. The fishman convulsed wildly, paralyzed by the high-voltage shock. Su Yang and Chun Mengye watched in shock from afar. Damn, Chun bro. He actually mutated a spear from his back. Was that a flash of electrical power just now? Su Yang was stunned. Who could defend against someone covered in blades like that? Plus electro attacks. I completely ignored their amazement. My fingertips transformed into countless sharp black spikes, which pierced deep into the fishman's body. As the black substance wriggled, it wrapped around, the huge fishman's body rapidly shriveling it. In just a few seconds, I completely devoured him. A crazed notification sounded in my mind like heavenly music. Devouring complete. Late-stage fishman gene points plus 500. Successfully seized B-class ability, water bomb. Successfully seized B-class ability, advanced invisibility. Successfully seized target's memory fragment. Double B-class abilities. A big haul. This advanced invisibility combined with my morph simulation is basically the ultimate skill for striking directly at the heart. But that's not the most important thing. The most important part is, by extracting the memory fragment I just got, I finally saw clearly what's hidden behind Jiangnan City, that evil fortress known as Filong Group. Thinking about it, I can't wait to try out my new abilities. When I used the pain electrocution just now, Chun Mengye and Su Yang saw everything, which means, from now on, there's no way I can completely hide the devouring power of the blacklight virus anymore. But it doesn't matter. With immortality and advanced invisibility, even if I meet an advanced old monster, I can still retreat calmly. No hesitation. Under the shocked gazes of Chun Mengye and Su Yang, a glowing blue water orb slowly formed at my fingertips. I snapped my finger. The blue water ball shot out like a stream of light, slamming hard into a tree by the roadside. Boom! Wild waves exploded outward. The tree shattered instantly, leaving behind only a 5-meter deep crater in the ground. Power is average, but the area damage is pretty decent. The water bomb launched from my hand, boosted by high physical power, is even fiercer than what the fishman released earlier. Chun Mengye was able to withstand the fishman's attack once, but if she was hit by my shot, she'd definitely be killed on the spot. Meng, did you see that? Chun bro, he seems to have gained the fishman's abilities. Su Yang turned his head, stunned. Chun Mengye nodded mechanically, her heart shaken, unable to calm down. Is this what absorbing and storing power really means? It's not just absorbing energy to replenish yourself, but you can even absorb abilities. Does that mean Zhang Chun didn't choose the SS evolution serum because blacklight virus itself is SS class? Thinking of that possibility, he suddenly widened his eyes, looking at Su Yang. Just then, a voice suddenly sounded beside them. What are you two whispering about? They whipped around, but all they saw was pouring rain, with no sign of me at all. Damn, Chun bro! Don't tell me you're invisible now. Su Yang sucked in a breath, and Chun Mengya's pupils shook even harder, because his prized shadow cat sense couldn't detect my approach at all. Zhang Chun, you really absorbed the fishman's abilities. You're amazing. So scary, Chun Mengya's voice trembled. I know this show scared them, so I canceled advanced invisibility and appeared out of thin air in front of them. They both finally let out a long sigh. Luckily, I'm your ally. If you were the enemy, I'd spend my whole life afraid of assassination. Right, about my abilities. Don't mention anything to anyone for now. I glanced at the two. Don't worry, Qian bro. I promise not to say a word. Jiang Chun, I won't breathe a word either. Chun Mengya quickly swore. I smiled in satisfaction. The reason I used them in front of you was to give you a heads up. But I definitely can't let everyone at the base know yet. If Liu Feng finds out how strong I am, he might be so scared he won't dare step into the death arena. That bastard's Gale Blade. I still need to have it. The rain hasn't stopped. Chun Mengya contacted Zhao Jiang to send a car. The three of us headed straight to a downtown hotel. Each got a room to rest. Back in my room, I immediately strengthened my 500 new gene points. My power level increased. Mid-stage beginner physical stats soared to 15,100 again. Then I closed my eyes and started sorting through the memory fragments taken from the fishman. The memories flooded my mind, presenting a first-person view on the screen. Inside a dim laboratory, standing respectfully, by the side of a man in a black cloak whose eyes glowed green. The black-cloaked man shook a container filled with purplish-red liquid, and addressed a figure in a black suit not far away, saying the latest immortal drug was developed successfully. Tomorrow, take me to see your boss downtown. As for those test subjects, just arrange for someone to dump them at your place. That works, so your boss can see how the immortal drug works. As the voice faded, the scene ended. Immortal drug, Fishman clan memory. Too little time. I couldn't figure out the black-cloaked man's identity. But I caught three crucial keywords. Downtown Bossier Turf. Feilong Storage Center. Looks like this matter is definitely connected to the boss behind Feilong Storage Center. Without a doubt. A cold glint flashed in my eyes. Without hesitation, I quickly walked out the door and knocked on Chun Mengya's door. Jiang Chun, what's up? The door opened. Chun Mengya had just finished showering, wrapped in a loose light purple bathrobe, looking as fresh as a lotus out of water, giving off a faint fragrance. I only glanced at her, then quickly looked away, getting straight to the point. I've already found a clue about the mastermind behind this. As soon as I said that, Chun Mengya couldn't help but open her mouth in shock. Completely stunned. From the time we left the base until now, it's been less than 5 hours. The Power Bureau has investigated for half a month without any leads, and I've already identified the mastermind, Zhang Chun. Su Yang and I were observing the whole time, and didn't notice anything unusual nearby. How did you find the clue? I pointed at my head, and said calmly, I see some memory fragments from the Magamark fishman, and found clues from his memories. Chun Mengya was completely shocked, covering her mouth and gasping. It's one thing to steal abilities, but you can even seize your enemy's memories. Jiang Chun, the blacklight virus you fused with, isn't that equivalent to an S or SS class? Evolution serum? If it's that powerful, the fatality rate has to be 100%. How did you survive? Aren't gene viruses usually F-class? It's nowhere near as dramatic as you say. Maybe I was just lucky, and happened to be able to adapt to the blacklight virus. I brushed it off casually. Let's call Su Yang to cross-check the clues. Very soon, the three of us gathered in the room. I shared the 3 key pieces of information I obtained. With them, Su Yang immediately checked the Jiangnan City database. All 3 of our pupils shrank in shock. The boss of Feilong Storage Center is Liu Feilong, and the tallest building in the city center is also called Feilong Group Tower. Damn, this Liu Feilong is Liu Feng's father. If he's colluding with the Magamark tribe, that's going to be a show. Su Yang slapped his thigh excitedly. Chun Mengya was also extremely shocked. Totally unexpected. that this could be related to Liu Feng's family. I've always felt Liu Feng was no good, but I didn't expect his dad to be even worse. Chun, you and this Liu Feng really are enemies. Now, for your life or death battle with him. There's nothing holding you back anymore, is there? Su Yang said with a laugh. Jiang Chun, Liu Filong is a strong mid-tier advanced level. If we go question him directly, I doubt he'll cooperate. Chun Mengye frowned deeply, her expression serious. And I also heard that Liu Feng's grandfather is a high-tier advanced level expert. He's apparently a steward for some powerful family in Modu. If we don't have solid evidence, Longye base won't move against the Liu family lightly. At most, they might detain Liu Filong for questioning a while. But in that case, he definitely won't admit to working with the mastermind.
Hearing this,
A look of surprise flashed in my eyes. I didn't expect that old bastard Liu has a high-tier advanced level father as his backer in Modu. But so what? As long as I have solid evidence, even if that old bastard comes here, Longye base's Lin Tian and captain won't just sit back. Even if all else fails, he's now the prime suspect. I have every right to summon him for questioning. Su Yang quickly browsed through the Power Bureau's records database and cross-checked it. Chun, I checked again. Among the last 20 monster attack cases, 6 occurred in factories owned by Filong Group. As for the other 14 cases in stores, every one was within 500 meters of a Filong Group property. It's clear Liu Filong has definitely formed some kind of cooperation with the mastermind, which means I have the right to apprehend Liu Filong. I sneered. Jiang Chan, maybe we should wait for Ran to get here. Liu Filong is a mid-level advanced expert. If he snaps and gets violent, I'm afraid you can't handle it. Chun Mengye quickly tried to persuade me. No worries, I curled my lips into an extremely dangerous smile. In any case, in half a month, I will behead his son in the arena. He'll definitely come for revenge in his rage. Might as well bring him to Longye base early and let him watch helplessly as I kill his son. Meanwhile, in the chairman's office of Filong Group Tower, Liu Filong's face was dark as he hung up the encrypted call with the man in the black robe. A bunch of useless fools, calling themselves the Church of Life, bragging about how strong their immortality serum is. 2 elite late intermediates sent to kill a low-tier agent, and one still got killed in return. Whenever he thought about that kid Jiang Chun at Longye base, who's so troublesome, he felt uneasy. But soon, a sinister, cold smile returned to his face. Xiaofeng will break through to advanced in a couple of days. In half a month, that brat won't be his match at all. And besides, the Church of Life will send 10 mid-level assassins with serum. Whether that kid survives tonight is already questionable. For Liu Filong, as long as he gets others to do the killing cleanly, Longye base will never be able to trace it back to him. Even if things go south.
he has a high-tier advanced old man in Maudu as protection.
Even if Longye base wants, moving against the Liu family requires careful consideration. Whether Jianan City will be turned upside down remains to be seen. Inside the hotel room, after Chun Mengye finished a tactical communication, she turned to us excitedly and said, Jiang Chun, I just reported the clues to Sister Ran. Sister Ran said the enemy we're facing is quite powerful. Mid-stage high-tier plus the life cult. She will come personally to assist you. Also, she wants Su Yang and me to retreat to the base immediately, and she will settle 20% of the rewards for this mission, directly to Su Yang and me. When Su Yang heard this, he was so excited he almost jumped up. This was a super mission with 10 million in cash, plus 10,000 merit points. Not only could they withdraw safely, but they also got 2 million in cash and 2,000 merit points for nothing. This is great. As expected, following a boss like Brother Chun means there's meat to eat. I nodded. The suspect has been identified as Liu Filong, and it involves the death soldiers of a hidden power. These waters have become unfathomable. Having the 2 of them who are late-stage mid-tier retreat is a wise move. Otherwise, if they were assassinated by a high tier, the 2 of them would surely die. In that case, you 2 should return to the base as soon as possible. The sooner, the better. Jiang Chun, then you must be extremely careful. Once Sister Ran finishes handling things at the base, She will come over tonight. She is a level 1 elemental user of the mid-stage high tier. She will definitely not let you face danger alone. Chun Mengye gave repeated exhortations out of concern. The two checked out of the hotel quickly. After they left, I stayed quietly in the hotel, conserving my strength, waiting for Chinran's arrival, and the death trap that would inevitably descend tonight. At nightfall, Jiangnan City looked even darker in the torrential rain. During these few hours, I used my authority at the Supernatural Bureau to uncover Liu Filong's surface-level information. Just as I was about to organize my thoughts, there was a sudden knock on the hotel room door. A look of surprise flashed in my eyes. I subconsciously thought Chinran had arrived. My shadow clone called out to me and casually pulled open the door. However, in the next second, with a squelch, a thick arm, covered in green scales, suddenly pierced through the heavy security door. Cold, sharp claws, like cutting through tofu, stabbed directly through my stomach. Liu Filong and the mastermind actually sent death soldiers again so soon, coming to my door one after another. Do you really think I'm easy to bully? I looked expressionlessly at the bloody hole in my stomach. Dark red virus armor instantly covered my entire body. A powerful aura of death erupted violently. Without retreating an inch, not only did I not dodge, but my hand, like a steel clamp, firmly gripped the arm that had penetrated my body. My other hand instantly mutated into a sharp long blade and stabbed straight out through the security door. Pucci, fresh red blood flowed down the door panel. A miserable roar suddenly erupted from outside the door. Kid, you dare to hurt me. Lord Magic Vein will not let you off. The painful voice came from the other side of the door. Hearing this, a flash of surprise couldn't help but cross my eyes. Lord Magic Vein? This sounds like the Magic Vein race. I suppressed my bloodthirsty impulse, and through the door, quietly turned on the recording function of my tactical watch. Is the Lord Magic Vein you mentioned from the Magic Vein race? Naturally. Kid. In these 20 years, our Magic Vein race has cultivated 5 powerhouses with S-class abilities. This time, how will your Tiannan province block our race's invasion? The idiot outside the door was still talking big. Impressive, truly impressive. So, do you know Liu Filong? If you say you do, I'll give you a chance. I raised an eyebrow. Liu Filong? He's just a tool under Lord Magic Vein's command. Lord Magic Vein will kill him once he's finished with him. Thanks for the cooperation. Now you can die, I said with a smile. I didn't know if it was provocation by the enemy, or the extreme excitement after smelling the blood of an alien race, but I didn't care how the beast outside the door struggled. The long blade in my hand continuously and frantically stabbed through the security door. Puff, 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 I stabbed 8 times in a row, each strike carrying high-voltage electric shocks, until the outside was a complete pile of mush, and all movement ceased. Only then did I retract the blade and push open the door. Lying on the ground was a mutated water lizard with blue fluorescent patterns on its spine. The commotion in the hallway disturbed the neighbors. Several people opened their doors and peeked out. When they saw the minced meat and the alien that died so miserably, they immediately started screaming in terror. Holy crap! Is this an alien or a monster? How did it get into the hotel? That young man is so fierce. Not only did he kill the alien, but he's fine with a big hole in his stomach. How terrifying. Luckily, this young man was here. Soon, the hotel manager arrived sweating profusely with security guards. Looking at the carnage in the hallway, his legs went weak with fear. My lord, did you kill this alien? Otherwise, did he commit suicide? I was somewhat speechless. The hotel manager had just pulled out his phone, preparing to call people to handle the corpse. Disturbed by the crowd, I instantly activated the blacklight virus fully. My whole body transformed into a tyrannical creature surrounded by black mist. Zombie monster. The stunning transformation directly sent the manager and the crowd of onlookers scrambling in terror. They crawled and scrambled back into their rooms. Finally, some peace. A smile tugged at the corner of my mouth. I knelt down, my 5 fingers turning into countless black tentacles, instantly enveloping and devouring the water lizard man. Late-stage mid-tier magic vein water lizard man genes absorbed plus 500 points. Successfully plundered B-class ability. Water bomb. Successfully plundered book class ability. Advanced invisibility. Successfully plundered target. Memory fragment prompt. You already possess the same ability. Can undergo adaptive evolution into a higher tier ability. With the appearance of the prompt message, I suddenly gasped. I originally thought hunting for the same ability would be like looking for a needle in a haystack. I didn't expect that this batch of weapons the magic vein race modified with the water of life actually had a standardized configuration from an assembly line. This drop rate is truly awesome. 10 seconds after the adaptive evolution began, a sensation like a complete rebirth spread through my body. Successfully evolved level 1 ability, Water Exploding Abyss. Absorbs nearby moisture to condense a water bomb. After exploding, it creates a massive, rapidly rotating vortex with extremely strong cutting capabilities. Successfully evolved a class ability, Transparent Man. After entering the invisible state, no matter what attack actions or ability releases are performed, the form will not be exposed. Feeling my strength undergo another qualitative change, I couldn't help but clench my fists hard. Evolving 2 A-class abilities at once was something I wouldn't have dared to imagine before. Especially Transparent Man. If an ordinary person got it, they would only be considered a top-tier assassin. But I have the Blacklight virus. Imagine it, an invisible person with no trace at all, whipping out viral chain blades with high-voltage electricity from the shadows. A certain one-hit kill. This scene is too stunning. It's simply an absolutely unstoppable Grim Reaper. Liu Filong and the mastermind kept sending aliens to assassinate me. It's making me extremely pissed off. I don't want to wait for Qing Ran anymore. An eye for an eye, that's only fair. I'm going to lose mana right now. Half an hour later, I stepped on the gas, driving the off-road vehicle provided by the Bureau of Abilities. I parked it right outside Liu Manor in the North District. Liu family, the top family in Jiangnan City. The estate is as big as an entire high school. A luxurious villa like a medieval castle. The area is brightly lit. Seems like there's a loud party going on. I'm here to catch someone this time, so there's no need for sneaking around. I walked straight toward the gate with swagger. When I got close, I didn't even press the doorbell. Raised my hand and blasted the gate with a ruthless water embrace absolute. A terrifying explosion echoed through the night. The 5-meter-tall steel gate was instantly shredded into flying pieces of iron by the violent swirling vortex. The luxurious walls within 10 meters around were ruined as easily as if made of paper. This earth-shattering. The commotion instantly alerted everyone in the villa. Soon, a white-haired old man who looked like a butler led dozens of fully armed, rifle-wielding ability guards charging out. Surrounded me completely. Where did this blind brat come from? Daring to mess with the Liu family. Tired of living, aren't you? The white-haired old man glared at me angrily. You blind. Don't you see I'm a Dragon Fang base operative? I stood among the ruins, spoke coldly. Your master Liu Filong has committed crimes. Tell him to come out now. As soon as I said that, a chorus of rifles cocking rang out in sync. The white-haired old man grew even angrier. He shouted furiously, you lowly grunt. What are you pretending to be? An operative. This kid came here to die. Open fire. Shoot him. Bang bang. Bang bang. A barrage of gunfire poured out instantly. Countless large-caliber bullets hit me fiercely with nowhere to dodge. They instantly turned me into a honeycomb. But in the next moment, the white-haired old man saw that I hadn't shed a single drop of blood. Those terrifying wounds on my body instead began to surge with black-red liquid substance. Healed up in a blink. His pupils constricted suddenly. He felt a chill shoot up from his feet to his skull. Every hair on his body stood up. What kind of monster are you? The white-haired old man and his gun-toting guards retreated in terror. At this moment, my eyes glowed blood red. My whole body was wrapped in violent virus armor. A snarling, twisted soul chain blade slowly slid off my wrist. Under the cold light of the castle, I looked like a god of slaughter stepping out of hell. I told you, I'm a Dragon Fang base operative. You didn't believe it. Now you've launched an armed attack on the Dragon Blood army. You should be sentenced to death. I looked like a zombie, whispered like a demon. Before I finished talking, the virus chain blade turned into a dark red flash of death, shot out violently, slashing like harvesting wheat at the necks of a dozen armed guards around. A row of blood arrows burst out very neatly. Their bodies fell down with a crash. Only the white-haired butler remained, collapsing in a pool of blood, shivering in fear. Is Liu Filong here?
If he is, tell him to get out.
I looked down at him and asked again. Yes, sir. I'll inform the master right now. The white-haired butler was scared out of his mind, turned around, stumbling and crawling. Just as he turned around, I sharply caught the flicker in his eyes, an extremely sinister and hateful look. That's the killing intent that comes from treating human lives as nothing. Forget it, I won't trouble you.
Take a break.
I'll just find him myself. I shook my head helplessly. The chain blade snapped forward again. The butler's body suddenly froze. His head rolled straight to the ground. After killing these people, I felt no burden at all. My super-enhanced sense of smell had already told me. All these guards and bodyguards reeked of blood and a murderous aura. Who knows how many innocent lives they've taken? They deserve to die. Just then, an intense aura from a mid-level master suddenly surged from deep in the manor, with a nearly tangible pressure, pressed fiercely towards me. Right after, a man in an expensive suit, a middle-aged man with graying hair, surrounded by 5 powerful ability users, appeared on the largest balcony of the castle, filled with murderous energy. Inside the castle, the distinguished guests who had been partying, all crowded around the windows, sticking their heads out to watch the drama. Kid, you really have guts, daring to barge into my territory single-handedly. Liu Filong stomped heavily on the luxury balcony railing, looked down at me from above. His tone was full of undisguised killing intent. Not only did you hurt my son, but also killed so many of my men. How do you think this debt should be settled? So you're Filong? I frowned. What's the matter, Liu Filong? You colluded with aliens, wreaked havoc on Jiangnan City. I've already investigated part of the reasons. I'm ordering you to come with me to Dragonfang Base. As I spoke, I took out a blood-stained red badge, revealed the emblem of the Dragon Blood Army operative. I've done everything by the book. If he dares to resist, I'll just tear this place down. As soon as I said that, only Liu Filong's expression changed drastically. Even the 5 experts by his side had their pupils shrink in shock. That's a member of the alien race, the sworn enemy of all humans. Once you're associated with them, even if you're the highest authority, you'll die with no burial. I actually, in front of all the elite in Jiangnan City, put such a house-destroying accusation right on the head of the city's strongest clan leader. Damn, this is huge trouble. Elder Wen is actually one of the winged race. I have to immediately sever all ties with him. Liu Filong was terrified inside. He frantically thought of countermeasures. Even though he was panicking, his face still remained calm and collected. He even counterattacked the kid. What nonsense are you talking about? Don't make baseless accusations. I'm a high-level superpowered individual. I'm the leader of Jiangnan's strongest family. Whether by power, strength, or status, I have no reason to collude with the alien race. But you, kid, broke into a private restricted area and killed people for no reason. You're covered in a deathly aura. You look like a zombie, not like a human. You, I swear, look more like an alien. As soon as he said that, the watching elitists and nearby guards who reacted all turned their eyes to me. They looked at me covered in a black liquid armor, with bony spikes on my shoulders, and my terrifying zombie-like appearance. Everyone was utterly shocked. Damn, this guy really does look like a zombie. I remember during the winged race awakening ceremony a few days ago, there was a real anti-social guy who chose the gene virus with a 99.99% fatality rate. Could it be this lunatic? Pretty sure it's him. Wasn't he recruited by Dragonfang Base? Did he go crazy and break out? The crowd was in an uproar. The words gene virus for ordinary people are just as dangerous as the alien race. Hearing the crowd's speculation affected me. Liu Filong secretly breathed a sigh of relief. Looks like as long as things get muddled tonight, if Dragonfang Base comes after him later, he can just push everything off. 456 Filong. You sure you won't go with me? I was completely unaffected by the surrounding eyes. I stared coldly at him. Soon our Dragonfang Base will throw out solid evidence of your collusion with the alien race. You'll regret it then. As soon as I finished, Liu Filong was instantly furious. But before he could speak, a long-haired man in a white robe standing next to him jumped off the terrace directly.
He appeared right in front of me.
Liu bro, why bother talking to this kid? This kid is clearly looking for trouble. Let me deal with him for you. A cold light flashed in the long-haired man's eyes. A 1-foot-long dagger quietly appeared in his hand. He was clearly an outsider elite. He had zero respect for Dragonfang Base. He truly thought I was a zombie. Kill or not, doesn't matter. Lord Wang is making his move. Lord Wang is a high-level beginner superpowered individual. This kid is dead for sure. No idea where this kid got his courage to break into the Liu family. I think he just got tired of living. Even if this kid is from Dragonfang Base, so what? Old Liu in Magic City is a big figure with real status. Even if Liu's clan leader kills this kid, Dragonfang Base wouldn't dare mess with them. Guest drunk at the window pointed at me and mocked loudly. At that moment, the long-haired man waved his dagger, showing a predator's gaze. Arrogantly said, "Kid, you know why I wear white clothes? Because when blood stains my clothes red, I get very excited." The next second, the marble floor beneath his feet suddenly shattered. His whole body became a barely visible blur. He rushed straight at me. My eyes flickered. I instantly shot out the virus chain blade from my hand, aiming for his heart. But the long-haired man burst out his sea-level speed ability and dodged with ease, completely avoiding the chain blade. Like a ghost, he instantly appeared at my blind spot. Kid, you're way too weak. Next life, avoid the people you can't handle. Remember not to mess with them. As we passed each other, the long-haired man declared coldly. A chilling flash drew a sharp arc in the air. He stabbed backwards, ramming the blade brutally into my back. Lord Wang, as expected. Speed ability combined with flawless record. Kills like slaughtering dogs. High-level superpower is just too strong. Even a sea-level speed can be pushed to the limit. This kid's only mid-level. Even 100 of him wouldn't match Lord Wang. Lord Wang's speed is terrifying. The kid didn't even have time to react, already dead. People saw the blade stab right through my chest and couldn't help applauding. One stab to the death. No reaction at all. Too weak, the long-haired man turned around, a bloodthirsty smile at the corner of his mouth. You're right, I'm a bit weak. I suddenly spoke up. The abnormal defense granted by immortality made this kind of simple physical piercing feel like a mosquito bite. As soon as I said that, the long-haired man's soul almost left his body. But before he could react, splurt. A sharp white bone spear shot out like a rainbow from my spine, blasting straight through my body. The long-haired man coughed up blood, staring desperately at his own chest. A razor-sharp blade several meters long pierced through his heart without resistance. Crimson blood dripped madly down the bone spike, completely staining his white robe red. How is this possible? A look of intense unwillingness and terror flashed in his eyes. His head tilted, lifted in midair. He was completely silent. All the mocking voices in the manor came to an abrupt end. Everyone stared at me with the bone spike, skewering a high-level elite in a horrifying scene. They were deeply shocked. Lord Wang is actually dead. How is that possible? Isn't this kid only mid-level? How did he just kill Lord Wang across levels? His spine actually mutated into a long blade. That sneak attack. Who could react in time? If he could kill Lord Wang, he could probably kill other high-level elites too. Looking at me like a demon descending, the guest trembled in fear. Even Liu Filong high above was shocked. I actually killed a high-level elite publicly. If Wang Ming hadn't arrogantly come in for a close attack, it would have taken some effort to kill me. But he stupidly tried to one blow kill me. That was just plain dumb. Kid, guess you do have some skill. But don't get ahead of yourself. If Wang Ming hadn't underestimated you, you'd be the one lying here now. Liu Filong's face was grim. He said coldly. I grinned, ready to mock him. Boom. A burly man suddenly crashed hard from the terrace. The moment he landed, the floor beneath shattered into a 3-meter pit. Kid, you killed my brother. I'm going to twist your head right off. The burly man clenched his fist. His muscles suddenly swelled. In an instant, they were coated with an unbreakable silvery metal sheen. I couldn't be bothered to waste words. With a lift of my hand, a refined blade shot out, slicing through the air. But the burly man didn't dodge or avoid it. He didn't pay any attention to my viral blade. He even actively met it with his chest. Clang! The refined blade slammed into his chest. Sparks flew everywhere. Only a white mark was left behind. My ability is C-level hardened skin, and it's been forged 1,000 times over. What can you do to me? The burly man laughed arrogantly. Annoying! The chain blade twisted in midair, instantly coiling around the burly man's arm like a venomous snake. He was about to raise his fist to strike back, when a surge of painful electricity activated instantly. A terrifying burst of high-voltage electricity snapped and crackled, rushing straight through the chain into his body. His muscles convulsed wildly from the shock. The silver-hardened skin instantly broke down and faded. Boom! The furious slash followed right after. The burly man's head flew high into the air. Blood gushed like a fountain. The whole crowd was shocked. Gasps echoed throughout the room. Everyone looked at me with eyes full of disbelief, unable to believe that an intermediate ability user could kill 2 high-level monsters, right in front of the powerful figures of Jiangnan City. Kid, you killed 2 of my men in a row. Looks like I absolutely can't let you go. Liu Filong's face looked extremely grim. As soon as he thought about it, his son would have to face a monster like me in the arena half a month from now. He felt terrified. Looks like Xiaofeng probably can't beat this guy. He could only hope. The immortal potion would raise Xi Xiaofeng to S level. As long as I seriously injure him today, and forcibly extend the effects of the life and death tier, Xiaofeng would have the best chance of winning. With that thought, Liu Filong's killing intent surged. His body instantly expanded. Suddenly, he transformed into a high-level vampire with 2 wings. Just as he was about to strike. On the road outside the manor, an engine roared wildly like a beast. A moment later, a loud crash echoed. A black 3-wheeled military off-road vehicle smashed straight through the ruined manor. With a stylish drift and sudden brake, it stopped right beside me. A red-haired woman with a black military-style coat immediately jumped out of the vehicle. Jiang Chen, are you okay? Qin Ran stood protectively in front of me and asked with concern. But when she saw the bodies strewn all across the floor, especially those 2 remains radiating high-level aura, her pupils quivered in shock. Jiang Chen, you actually killed 2 high-level ability users. She had originally thought it was impressive I injured Luo Chong across levels. But turns out I slaughtered even high-level monsters like dogs. For a moment, a terrifying thought flashed through her mind. My ability definitely isn't just level. Aside from shock, Qin Ran looked up at Liu Filong, the vampire on the terrace. Her expression was icy cold. Master Liu, are you planning to attack a Dragon Tooth-based special agent? Deputy Captain Xing, this kid trespassed into my private estate and killed over a dozen of my men, as well as 2 friends. Even if he's a special agent, he doesn't have that right, does he? Liu Filong's eyes glinted with murderous intent. Enough talk. You're suspected of colluding with alien races. Now I'm ordering you to come with me to Dragon Tooth Base for investigation. Qin Ran's tone was icy cold. In the next moment, a sudden burst erupted around her, like a blazing sun scorching the air. She looked like a fire witch. Liu Filong's face grew even uglier. Both of them were mid-stage high level, but his beast transformation couldn't compare to Qin Ran's elemental fire. If they fought, not only would he have no advantage, his multi-billion-dollar manor would turn to ruins. As the situation escalated, guests started acting like cicadas in winter, afraid they'd be implicated as alien collaborators. They all rushed to escape with any excuse. When all the guests had fled, Liu Filong knew he wasn't a match for Qin Ran. He could only grit his teeth and undo his transformation. Kid, just you wait. The loss I suffered from you today, I'll definitely get payback another day. Don't think just because you're a dragon tooth-based special agent that I can't do anything to you. Just wait a while from now, you'll regret it. Liu Filong stared at me fiercely, sending out intense threats full of hatred. My face was extra calm. All right, in a while. You can collect your son's body? I replied calmly. Back at Dragon Tooth Base, Jiang Chan, this mission was thanks to you. We were able to find the mastermind so quickly. If we'd been any later, the Demon Mark clan would have gotten hold of all the info from Dragon Tooth Base. Qin Ran made no effort to hide her praise. With the recording I'd captured, the command center went straight into chaos. They instantly dispatched top-tier experts for a sweeping search in Jiangnan City. As for Liu Filong, of course he faced endless interrogation. I was just lucky, that's all. I just happened to run into that lizardman, I said with a casual smile. By the way, I won't reveal your strength. When you finish off Lu Feng, I'll help spread your reputation. Qin Ran winked at me. Early the next morning, Qin Ran handed out the rewards for this mission. 8 million in cash plus 8,000 merit points. For me right now, that's a huge amount of startup funds. With 8,000 merit points, I can trade for lots of good stuff at the supply station. Since I have nothing else to do, I might as well go check it out. Walking inside the base, I feel refreshed and clear-headed. I've broken through to early intermediate level. Plus, my tree species is at its peak. With my powers by my side, ordinary early advanced users are nothing to me. But when facing someone like Qin Ran, a mid-advanced vice captain of one of the 5 major departments, I still don't stand a chance at the moment. After all, Yan Rui once said, these elites are actually those who failed to make the cut in the all-army competition back then. That makes me even more excited for the all-army competition in 4 months. I can't wait. By then, I'll definitely be able to register for the advanced group and completely crush all those national geniuses. Without realizing it, I've arrived at the supply department. Jiang Chen, are you heading to the supply department? I looked back. It was Chun Mengya in her combat uniform. Yeah, Deputy Captain Qin just gave me the rewards. So I'm going to check them out. Chun Mengya showed a delighted smile. Let's go check them out together. By the way, tell me your account. Yesterday, Zhuang and I got 20 in compensation. It's honestly too much. Even getting 10 for teaming up with a strong one was already enough for us. Seeing him completely put away his arrogance and acting so gentle and kind, I truly felt the benefits of having overwhelming strength. No need, you all contributed a lot too. I can't take all of it by myself. I politely declined. While we were chatting as we walked, a tall man, with slightly tanned skin and a frown on his face, strode over to Chun Mengya. Mengya, this is Wang Haoyan. He stared down at me arrogantly and asked Chun Mengya, Haoyan, this is Jiang Chen. He just joined this year as an S-class ability user. Don't you know that? An S-class ability user? He sure doesn't look like anything special. Just a rookie. Why should I know him? Wang Haoyan spoke with extreme arrogance and disdain. As soon as he said that, Chun Mengya's expression changed a bit. Wang Haoyan used to be the top intermediate genius at the base. Now with my record making waves everywhere, there's no way he doesn't know me. He's saying this on purpose. It's obvious he's here to stir up trouble and be possessive. Jiang Chen, he's always had this personality. He can be pretty blunt sometimes. Please don't take it to heart. Chun Mengya hurriedly explained to me. Then she frowned, turned to Wang Haoyan and said coldly, Haoyan, Jiang Chan is my friend too. Please, for my sake, don't cause trouble on purpose, okay? Hearing her obvious favoritism, Wang Haoyan's face froze on the spot. Back when he was considered the #1 genius, Chen Mengye used to cling to him nonstop. He thought he was above it all, and would barely bother acknowledging her. But now the proud Chen Mengye was actually standing up for a newcomer who'd only been here a few days. That sense of loss and reversal instantly made Wang Haoyan burn with an uncontrollable fury inside. Next to them, my brow also furrowed. I could tell this Wang Haoyan guy in front of me now felt some animosity toward me. Sure enough, women are always trouble, no matter where you go. Wang Haoyan's energy was incredibly strong, like a crouching tiger ready to pounce. His real strength seemed far above an intermediate level. He was almost on par with the base's vice captains. I don't seek trouble, but I'm not afraid of it either. If this guy wants to mess with me, I'd like to see what he's got. Chen Mengye, are you saying I'm causing trouble on purpose? Wang Haoyan's face grew stiff, with a bit of disbelief in his eyes. The fangirl who used to chase after him actually dared speak up for someone else against him. Isn't that so? You walked up and immediately said he's nothing special. Isn't that your problem? Chen Mengye didn't back down at all. He just happened to tag along with me on a mission this time, and ended up getting a huge reward. Of course he's hoping to build a good relationship with me. Not to mention anyone can see my potential is stronger than Wang Haoyan's. As a strong-minded woman, she felt there was nothing wrong with what she was doing. So I'm the problem, huh? All right then. Wang Haoyan's veins bulged on his forehead, a cold light flashing in his eyes. Now he finally realized the woman who used to stick to him all the time was someone who went with the flow. I wasn't planning to get involved in this petty love rivalry. But since trouble came my way, I don't mind crushing his pride and his so-called strength. S-class ability user, huh? Do you dare accept my challenge? Wang Haoyan whipped his head around, a rush of energy bursting from his body, and stared at me coldly. With those words, my eyes narrowed, a cold and dangerous light flashing in them. You think you're worthy of challenging me? In the next moment, a flash of white and red, a gleaming razor-sharp bone spike, cut through the air with a piercing sound, and shot out from under my ribs with no warning. Cold sweat broke out all over Wang Haoyan's back in shock. His fighting instincts, honed from years of surviving deadly encounters, made him twist his body desperately to dodge. But no matter how fast he moved, he was still just a bit too slow. The blade skimmed past his shoulder, ripping through it, and sliced off a large chunk of flesh. Wang Haoyan was left in utter shock by my attack. He never expected my fighting style to be so unpredictable. There was absolutely no build-up, and not even a single defensive blind spot to spot in advance. This guy's strength is definitely on par with mine. If I take him lightly, I'll be the one to suffer. Wang Haoyan clutched his wound, bone visible, his mind racing with shock and disbelief. Wang Haoyan, you're an intermediate at the limit, challenging an early intermediate? Have you no shame? Chen Mengye saw my attack draw blood, and instantly realized things were getting out of hand. If these two really started fighting for real, the consequences would be unimaginable. He quickly stepped between us, and yelled angrily. Wang Haoyan snapped out of his shock, and then became extremely furious. Chen Mengye, you're saying all this for a rookie? You dare talk to me like this? Didn't you see he was the one who hurt me? You bitch. Before he could finish cursing, a loud slap landed right on his face. Wang Haoyan, I really misjudged you. I never thought you'd be this unreasonable. Chen Mengye shouted, voice tinged with tears. Then she turned to me, apologetic. Jiang Chan, go ahead to the supply hall. This all happened because of me, so I hope you won't hold it against us. Maybe my earlier attack had intimidated him, so Wang Haoyan didn't keep coming at me afterward. Instead, clutching his face,
He started angrily arguing with Chen Mengye outside the supply hall.
the base staff turned into a group of gossiping onlookers, all crowding by the door to watch. I couldn't be bothered with this pair of quarrelsome lovers, so I wandered around the hall on my own. Last time, I only earned a measly 16 points of combat merit from the mission. All I could do was window shop on the website. But now, with 8,000 in hand, I can finally go on a spending spree. The second floor of the hall is filled with all sorts of exotic beast materials. Soon, my gaze locked onto a display case. Material info: flying mantis scythe. Characteristic: sharpness. Exchange price: 1,000 battle merit points for sharpness. If I devour it, can I seize this characteristic? A frenzy flashed in my eyes. The blacklight virus is capable of devouring biomass, extracting genes and abilities. The scythe in front of me is a biological material freshly removed from an exotic beast. This is definitely worth a shot. Without hesitation, I went straight to the staff. Excuse me, I have a question. How many pieces of exotic beast materials with sharpness characteristics like this one do you have in stock? After 2 minutes of searching, the staff member replied with a smile. Sir, I checked it out. There are a total of 5. Pack them up for me. I'll take them all. I confidently purchased all 5 for 5,000 battle merit points. I stored all 5 materials in my spatial ring. Back at the villa dorm, I couldn't wait to pull out the materials. Hopefully, I'll gain the same type of ability. I focus my thoughts. The blacklight virus instantly envelops the remains, devouring the flying mantis remains. Successfully seized sea-level ability, Scythe of Sharpness. Devouring the iron-clawed demon Volf remains. Successfully seized sea-level ability, Claws of Sharpness. Devouring the black-horned spirit demon remains. Successfully seized sea-level ability, Horn of Sharpness. Notice, you already possess this ability. You can adapt and evolve to a higher level ability. Haha, it actually worked. I was overwhelmed with excitement. My favorite form of attack at the moment is close combat with blades. Counting the previous one, the bite of sharpness I seized from the humanoid spider. Now I've collected all 4 sea-level abilities of the same characteristic. Blacklight Virus activates Adaptive Evolution. Successfully evolved to B-level ability, Steel Slashing Blade. Successfully evolved to B-level ability, Steel Slashing Blade. Notice, you already possess this ability. You can adapt and evolve to a higher level ability. Successfully evolved to a level ability, Flash Cutter. Any weapon you use dramatically increases in speed. It also carries ultimate piercing and cutting effects. This feels incredible. I was ecstatic. Right now, the top geniuses at Longfang Base. Having a single A-level ability is already the limit. But I already have 3 A-level abilities. As long as I have enough battle merit points, all my abilities can eventually evolve to S-level. Or even higher. I quickly walked to the villa courtyard, staring at the huge solid stone lion at the entrance. I raised my hand and swung. Virus Chain Blade with Flash Cutter activated. Glinting with piercing white light. It sliced through in a flash. The stone lion was instantly cut in half. The cut was perfectly smooth. Just like a mirror. Not even a speck of dust. Battle merit points are still seriously lacking. I wonder if the Esper Guild in the city has similar materials. I have over 8 million cash on hand now. I could go on a shopping spree. I murmured to myself. Meanwhile, Longfang Base Medical Department. When Liu Feng learned his father was injured and detained for colluding with aliens, his mood turned extremely heavy. Even though he knew his father, Yu Hua, would most likely talk his way out of the charges, one other thing completely broke his composure. The person who killed his father was actually Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen, I want you dead. I will definitely kill you. Liu Feng let out a hysterical roar from his hospital bed. Wu Zhe, I'll be able to reach the advanced stage in 2 days. Even the arm cut off at the beginning will be fully restored. Can you help me report for life and death tiers early? I want to activate it ahead of time. Liu Feng turned and stared relentlessly at Wu Zi. Wu Zi furrowed his brows deeply. Feng Shao, yesterday Jiang Chen killed 2 advanced level Esper elites in your family estate, right in front of everyone. Both possess C-level abilities. Even if you break through to advanced, it'll still be tough to kill him. What? That kid really killed advanced level. Liu Feng was instantly startled. But soon his manic confidence overwhelmed his reason. Just 2 C-level trash, right? After I break through, my 2 sharp blades will also instantly kill them. That kid's power hasn't fully matured yet. The sooner I kill him, the better. Wu Jie, please help me apply immediately. Wu Zi nodded. Suddenly, he seemed to recall something. He carefully took out. An extremely cautious motion produced a red potion radiating eerie purple light. Fang Shang, this is something Chairman Liu asked me to give you before he was arrested. Immortality potion. Immortality potion. Chairman Liu said after drinking it. There's a 20% chance to instantly upgrade your ability 1 level. Your rank will also soar. But if it fails, you'll lose all reason and turn into a monster. As soon as this was said, a flicker of shock flashed in Liu Feng's eyes, immediately replaced by crazed fanaticism. If it can upgrade my ability, then I'll have a shot at being advanced level, an S-level strongman in the middle stage. Now I've got it made. Jiang Chun won't survive the arena. The Mobile Division soon received an application from the Investigation Division for an early life and death arena. As I was shopping at the Esper Guild, I got a call from Yan Rui. Jiang Chun, Liu Feng wants to open a life and death arena in 2 days. What's your take? I didn't hesitate at all. Vice Captain, since he wants to die sooner, I'll grant his wish. Yan Rui spoke solemnly. Qin Ran told me about your battle record. Right now, killing Liu Feng won't be hard for you. But something seems off. I feel like he activating early. There must be something to rely on. If you need any help, just tell the captain. The mobile unit will support you unconditionally. Don't worry, Vice Captain. I'm absolutely confident. These past 2 days flew by. I went to the Merchant Guild's general store and managed to get a batch of cheap magical beast crystals. Used them all to max out the rest of my cultivation progress. Current stage, mid-level, intermediate, 0-100ths. Basic power analysis. Early high level. I couldn't help but sneer. Just my basic strength alone is enough to take on high levels head-on. If you count my immortality and wind element resistance, that loser Liu Feng can't even break through my defense. Today's battle is destined to be a one-sided slaughter. The day of the final showdown. Dragon Fang Base, Central Competition Arena. The stands, which can seat over 10,000, are packed with no empty seats. The 5 major division leaders among the base's special forces, along with a large number of elite soldiers, have all stopped their current tasks and flooded the entire stadium, preparing to watch this match. A deadly fight between rookies and veteran soldiers. A heavy super-level protective barrier rose up like a giant inverted bowl. In the waiting area, Lin Tian squeezed my shoulder hard, looking very worried. Jiang Chun, you have to be careful out there. Liu Feng has already broken through to early high level. Rumor has it he's got a hidden trump card too. Don't be careless, not even a bit. I chuckled softly, putting the virus armor tight against my skin. With my current strength, I'm way stronger than you can imagine. Lin Tian let out a long puff of smoke. His eyes widened in shock. In less than 10 days, you actually advanced to mid-level intermediate stage. You're practically a freak. With you, I feel like Dragon Fang will really shine in this year's All-Army tournament. Just then, go for it, Chen. You have to kill that bastard, Liu Feng. Zhu Dazhuang, back to his energetic self, along with Chen Mengye and the others, were shouting loudly outside the waiting area. Zhu Dazhuang, clenching his fists nearby, cheered me on. Go, Chen. Go, you have to take him down. That punk Liu Feng. Seeing this, I couldn't help but smile. Just sit tight and watch. Don't move around too much or you'll tear open your wound again. As soon as I said that, Zhu Dazhuang immediately quieted down. These days, my power skyrocketed like a rocket launch, while old Zhu as my deputy barely made a breakthrough to mid-level.
He's finally realized he can't keep up with my pace.
Meeting a monster genius like me is pretty much a stroke of luck. But But I already told him, before the all-army tournament, that if he can break through to mid-level, I'd take him to a higher-level base. Jiang Chun, Liu Feng's side is ready. You'll both start your life and death match in 10 minutes. Yan Rui quickly came up and said to me,
Now,
I can finally take out Liu Feng in broad daylight. I've had enough of being disgusted by him and Yun Shu these days. A cold killing intent flashed in my eyes. Ever since Liu Feng broke through to high level recently, that *TCHU keeps coming by to provoke me. The worst part is, she always has Vice Captain Wu Zi from the investigation unit with her, so I can't make a direct move. Just as I was thinking this, a wave of perfume hit. Jiang Chan, you're dead meat. If you're willing to kneel and beg me now, maybe I'll put in a good word for you with Feng Jie, and let him spare your life. Yan Shu twisted her waist and walked into the waiting area, staring down at me from above.
hearing this,
I honestly want to smash her head in with one punch. But in Dragon Fang Base, attacking an on-duty SG Special Force member without cause would land me in serious trouble. Thinking of this, I simply turned to Lin Tian and seriously asked, Captain, I want a life and death duel with this woman. Please arrange it for tomorrow. Yang Shu's face went pale. She shrieked like a cat whose tail has been stepped on. No way, I'm fighting a life or death match with you. Plus, are you even sure you'll survive till tomorrow? With that, she turned and fled in panic, running off to the other side of the waiting area. Liu Feng stood in the center like the star of the show, surrounded by a group of sycophants. Young Master Feng is a real genius. Can't believe he's only joined Dragon Fang Base for 2 years, and already became a high-level esper. Meanwhile, Zhang's been here not even 10 days, and dares to fight young Master Feng to the death. Who knows what he's thinking? Don't say that. At least the man took out the man-faced spider head-on. But that's just a muscle monster. He'd be no match against us element control types. He can't beat any of us. They trample my reputation endlessly. Though deep down, they're not totally confident. After all, I do have a record of taking out high-level enemies. But in their narrow-minded view, a mid-level against an early high-level element user can only end in total annihilation. 5 minutes later, up on the highest stand of the arena, it's rare to see all 5 division captains together. Captain Lin, if nothing unexpected happens for your mobile unit this time, you're about to lose an S-class talent. The rotund captain of the investigation unit, Zhang Qi, wearing a fake smile, looked at Lin Tian. Lin Tian sneered. You investigation people are pretty confident, Zhang Qi. What, you really think Liu Feng will crush it? Of course. Liu Feng is a solid early high-level elite, already with an impressive record. Among our current special agents, only your mobile unit's Wang Haoyan could possibly beat Liu Feng. No one else is a match. Zhang Qi spoke with huge confidence. The other captains nodded quietly. A high-level wind element esper has the potential to be a battlefield reaper, especially with Liu Feng's Gale Blade. A single slash could split an entire apartment building. Captain Lin, your mobile unit truly is elite. But this time the difference in rank is just too big. Even Jiang Chun is S-Rank. He couldn't possibly win. You really should not have agreed to this life or death match for Jiang Chun. It was too reckless. If Jiang Chun didn't die on the battlefield, but instead gets killed by one of our own, that would be a huge loss. The command unit captain shook his head and sighed. At this moment, the atmosphere at the scene had reached the peak. On one side, you have the rookie monster on the rise, making a powerful debut in just a few days. On the other, an old veteran, a class genius who's just broken through. Even though most people agree, it should be an overwhelming mismatch. It doesn't stop their blood from racing. Both sides, please prepare for the life and death match. The command unit officer's loudspeaker echoed across the arena, with all eyes watching. Liu Feng and I walked out from our respective entrances to the edge of the training field. The moment Liu Feng stepped out, there was a cruel smile on his face. Even from a distance, he gave me an extremely arrogant, cutthroat gesture. That provocative move immediately fired up the investigation division's camp. Young Master Feng is so cool. Jiang Chan challenged a life and death duel himself. He totally brought this on himself. No one needs to feel sorry for him. At this moment, Yan Xiu was feeling especially excited.
He couldn't wait to unlock his tactical smartwatch.
Sending a voice message. Senior, if you manage to kill Jiang Chun, I can be your girlfriend. Liu Feng, upon receiving the voice message, was energized as if he'd been injected with adrenaline. His eyes turned bloodshot. In his mind, he wildly fantasized about crushing me beneath his feet. The exhilaration of utterly destroying me. I'm already a high-level powerhouse now. And I even have an undying serum that can unlock my potential. How could I possibly lose? Liu Feng was laughing wildly inside. Once both sides were ready, the officer immediately activated a full-field defense barrier capable of withstanding even super-level attacks. After that, he turned around and looked up at the VIP seats at the highest point. There sat an elderly man with white hair and beard. The true top leader of the Longya base, Chief Wei Zhenguo. Wei Zhenguo was supposed to be preparing in Shanghai. After hearing about the S-level genius life-or-death showdown at the base, he specifically rushed back to witness it. Chief, both sides are ready. Should we begin now? The officer asked for instructions. Wei Zhenguo nodded calmly. Immediately, the stands fell silent. The officer picked up the microphone and shouted loudly, inviting participation. Both contestants in the life-or-death match entered the training arena. I officially announced the start of the duel. Kid, you could have lived just fine, but you foolishly challenged me to a life-or-death battle. Now I've broken through to the high level. Are you regretting it yet? Liu Feng stood inside the arena and arrogantly shouted at me. I looked indifferent. I stepped into the barrier and stared at him quietly, as if looking at a dead man. Kid, are you deaf? If you kneel and beg for mercy, I'll kill you with a single strike, so you can die without any pain. Otherwise, my blade can carve you up 1,000 times. As Liu Feng spoke, a wild blue wind element surged around him. It spun rapidly at his side, actually forming a terrifying wind zone. Sharp howling sounds echoed like ghostly wails, brutally wrecking everything within a 10-meter radius around him. The special properties of the area, the blue stone floor, were shredded as if hacked by knives and axes. The stands let out a collective gasp. This is a high-level elemental. It's way too powerful. Even the 5 squad leaders looked stunned. Elemental abilities are extremely difficult to develop. Liu Feng had just reached high level and already mastered the wind domain. That's definitely rare talent. Chun Mengya, did you see that? This is how strong high-level mutants can be. Yet I can defeat him. As for that Jiang Chen kid you favor, he is definitely going to die today. Over on a section of the stands, Wang Haoyan seized his chance to boast to Chun Mengya about his confidence. Wang Haoyan, it's too soon for you to be saying this. Why not wait and see what happens first? Chun Mengya replied coldly. He saw my terrifying power firsthand, but still couldn't help worrying about me. On the field, Liu Feng, special agent, you need to enter the arena. The officer urged him on. Liu Feng's pupils suddenly contracted. He clapped his hands together in front of him. Boom! A massive 3-meter-long, crescent-shaped blue blade instantly formed, with a terrifying sonic boom as it tore through the air. Like a sword capable of slicing through a skyscraper, it came slashing straight toward me. Damn, that blade is at least 3 meters long, right? If it strikes, Jiang Cheng will be obliterated. As screams of terror echoed across the arena, I stood unmoving. A dark red virus armor quickly appeared over my body. To test last night's evolution, my first level wind resistance, I made a move that drove the whole crowd insane. I swiftly raised my right arm, my fingers slightly spread, and reached straight for that 3-meter blade capable of destroying everything. I literally caught it with my bare hand. What's going on with Jiang Chun? Why would he choose to catch the blade with one hand? Even if he has accelerated regeneration, shouldn't he be more cautious? Lin Tian was so startled, he bounced straight up out of his leather seat and shouted loudly. Before he finished speaking, the massive blue blade crossed the whole arena and struck fiercely at my palm. Yet, The expected scene of blood and flesh flying apart didn't happen. Not even a snap was heard. When my hand touched the giant blade, that raging cutting energy was like snowflakes falling into a blazing fire, instantly collapsing, disintegrating and dispersing. The terrifying aftermath shattered the floor around me to pieces. Yet I kept my arm extended in that same pose. Not even a single bit of the virus armor's tough shell was cut. Silence, where the stands had just been boiling with excitement. Suddenly everything was deadly quiet. Everyone stood up, completely shocked. How is this possible? Why could he dissolve a high-level wind blade with just one hand? If the blade doesn't affect him, how is wind supposed to win? Lin Tian and Jun Rui exchanged a look and exhaled deeply. He can even absorb and neutralize elemental abilities. It's basically invincible. I feel now, Jiang Chun's powers are definitely SS class. The two were secretly overwhelmed. With joy, on the top VIP stand, Chief Wei Zhengguo, who had been sitting lazily, suddenly straightened up. He could actually neutralize a high-level attribute attack barehanded. This kid is definitely in the same league as the Empire's 4 national guardians. If SS level isn't enough, what if this kid, facing a deadly threat, even if I have to break the rules and put aside my pride, I have to protect him at all costs? Wei Zhengguo's eyes lit up. He silently made up his mind. That's impossible. Meanwhile, inside the arena, Liu Feng's face had turned a dark purple-red, twisted with rage. His proud ultimate move was brushed off like a gentle breeze. Kid, I'll admit you have some skills. But I don't believe you can keep parrying all my attacks. There has to be a limit to your ability to withstand them. Liu Feng roared hysterically. Saying that, he suddenly pushed off with his toes. The ground beneath him cracked with spiderweb fissures, fueled by the wind element's force behind him.
He became a swift blue blur. He charged straight at me to kill.
Liu Feng's top-level beginner speed was no weaker than the speedster I instantly defeated at the manor that day. But now my base strength has also stepped into the top-tier beginner level. In my multifaceted retina, his movements were as clear as slow motion. Back to Jiang Chun. My combat record has also reached a new high. Even without using my powers, I could still kill you. Liu Feng roared furiously, and from his spatial ring, expertly, drew a 3-foot-long blue sword. As soon as the sword left its sheath, it rang out with a clear dragon's cry. Waves of blood energy like a storm flowed along the blade. This was a top-level weapon. His grandfather had commissioned a master blacksmith to forge for 1 billion yuan. It had multiple B-level offensive features. Holy crap, that's a top-grade divine weapon. Jiang Chun is doomed. Even if young Master Feng doesn't use his abilities, just relying on the sword's power would be enough to slice him apart. The investigation team's agents exploded into a frenzy again. At that moment, Lin Tian, Yan Rui, Qin Ran, and the others, seeing Liu Feng whip out his hidden trump card, couldn't help but break into a cold sweat for me. Even Wei Zhengguo in the top stands frowned deeply, prepared to break the barrier at any moment, to jump in and save me. But in the very next instant, I didn't even try to dodge. The muscles in my right arm bulged, reflecting a cold light, cut and fused. Blacklight virus instantly formed a long savage jet-black blade. As soon as the viral blade appeared, a piercing cold radiated in all directions, as if even the surrounding air would be sliced apart. Seeing this, Liu Feng's eyes flashed with surprise. He clearly hadn't expected I'd be arrogant enough to fight, using a blade grown from my own body, against the billion-yuan weapon his grandfather had forged. Head to head, ha 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 ha. What an idiot. Your weapon doesn't even bleed with power, so how are you going to beat me? Liu Feng sneered maliciously. A sudden burst of wind energy erupted beneath his feet, and in a flash he leapt before me, raising the Qingfeng sword high, and unleashed a devastating vertical slash. A flash of sword light shot out like lightning, and I blocked with my viral blade boom. The shriek of metal colliding exploded throughout the arena. A powerful shockwave instantly shattered the ground beneath us and threw us both back over 10 meters. Liu Feng steadied himself, slightly shocked and confused inside. I'd actually blocked his fully powered strike. He was just about to attack again, lifting his wrist when he suddenly felt the sword had gotten lighter. You moron, your weapon's edge is chipped already, and you still want to slash me with it? I gripped the viral blade, spotless, unstained with blood, my tone cold as ice. As I spoke, Liu Feng's face underwent a dramatic change. He looked down, staring intently at the sword. That was supposed to slice through anything with ease, the Qingfeng sword. The slender blade that once flowed with stormy energy had a gap over an inch deep right in the middle, almost completely broken. Liu Feng was utterly dumbfounded. In the stands, the special investigation agents who had been clamoring non-stop were suddenly at a loss for words, as if their throats were squeezed shut. A single strike severed, a billion-yuan divine weapon. Even gods wouldn't dare try that. Lin Tian and the others gasped, finally letting out the breath they'd been holding. I shook my wrist. After that direct clash just now, I'd figured out everything about his powers. Frankly, it was a little boring. You're just too weak. With that, I didn't bother playing games anymore. Treating these childish weapons like toys, I raised my left hand. Blue light exploded from my palm, instantly coalescing into a rapidly spinning, giant water sphere radiating destructive energy. Water bomb annihilation. With a flick of my finger, the water orb became a brilliant blue blur, racing straight for Liu Feng's face. Liu Feng's expression changed completely. By instinct, he swung his shattered sword, slashing a furious blade of wind to try to block it. But the moment the wind blade struck the water sphere, that water orb didn't splinter and scatter like ordinary elemental attacks. Instead, it collapsed inwards, and then suddenly exploded with ferocious power. A wave of water roared through the air, transforming into terrifying deep blue whirlpools with massive cutting force. Like colossal meat grinders, they instantly swallowed Liu Feng whole. He was sucked inside. With a blood-curdling scream, Liu Feng's blood sprayed everywhere, and, like a broken sack, he was hurled dozens of meters away from the whirlpool, crashing onto the shattered stone floor, and vomiting a mouthful of blood and internal organ fragments. What? How is that possible? How can Zhang Chun use elemental abilities too? What in the world is happening? This is way too powerful. He took out Liu Feng in an instant. The people in the stands went completely crazy. Everyone's scalp was tingling. This wasn't just an overpowering fight against someone higher ranked. This was an absolute obliteration. In the crowd, Yan Shu looked at Liu Feng, who lay there motionless like a dead dog, and she herself felt a mental blow even more crushing than Liu Feng's. Both she and Zhang Chun had S-class powers. SOY. Was the difference between them so despairingly huge? Why couldn't I have power like Zhang Chun's? Yang Shu's eyes were filled with confusion and fear. At this moment, she finally saw the truth. Zhang Chun was an insurmountable mountain in her life. Looks like from now on, I can't keep targeting Zhang Chun. If I apologize to him, he might forgive me considering our 3 years as classmates. Maybe he'll forgive me. Yan Shu was already desperately searching for a way out mentally. Inside the training ground, I picked up my chained blade and slowly walked toward Liu Feng, who had fallen to the ground, ready to finish him off with one blow. Surviving that water bomb attack meant he was lucky. But in the next instant, Liu Feng, near death, showed a flash of madness and malice in his eyes. He suddenly took out a strange red vial glowing with eerie purple light. Without hesitation, raised it to his mouth and chugged it down. Immortality serum. My eyes narrowed. Not even 10 seconds passed. Liu Feng's bones cracked with a sound that made everyone's teeth ache. His body swelled up like a balloon being pumped full of air. His skin split open and peeled off. Blue-green scales densely covered his body. In the blink of an eye, he turned into a 3-meter-tall, half-human, half-water succubus monster covered in fangs and claws. And on his deformed back, several bizarre blue life sigil runes flashed dangerously. Jiangchen, today is the day you die. I've awakened a new ability again. I'm going to eat you. I'm going to eat you alive. The monstrous Liu Feng let out an insane, inhuman laugh from his fanged mouth. Disgusting, foul-smelling drool dripped non-stop. As he felt himself catalyzed by this inhuman potion, his power forcibly increased. He instantly fell into a frenzy of bloodlust and excitement. At the same time, the entire arena fell silent. Then all the elite captains in the stands suddenly erupted with earth-shattering killing intent. Foreign race sigil lizardmen. So there really were aliens among us in Jiangnan City. Turns out the Liu family really did collude with them. Damn, I can't believe I thought highly of this kid before. Never expected he'd be this bold. Bayosian Investigation Department, stand up. Slumped right onto his chair, face pale as death. Now that this guy's turned into one of them. Just kill him. Ling Tianhe's whole body erupted in violent lightning, ready to break through the barrier at any moment, to join the fight and rescue me. But at that moment, the blue runes on Liu Feng's back suddenly glowed intensely. His massive demonic body shimmered like rippling water, instantly shifting into advanced stealth mode, disappearing inside the barrier. Jiangchen, look out! Lin Tian roared out in warning. But as he shouted, I just curled my lips into a cold, mocking smile for all to see, with tens of thousands of eyes watching. My figure melted into the void like a drop of ink, vanishing without a trace. What the hell just happened? Jiangchen has invisibility powers too. Jaws dropped all over the arena. Two living, breathing people just vanished right there in the transparent barrier. Tian, you five go seal up the training grounds entrances. Let this old man sit here in command. That rune-blood beastling won't get near Zhaozhang. At the topmost VIP stand, Chief Wei Jingguo shattered the railing in front of him with a slap, his beard and hair standing on end. Very soon, the five captains unleashed their high-level power, blocking every single exit to the training ground. Not even a fly could get out now. Inside the barrier, the invisible Liu Feng originally wanted to use this trick to snap my neck in a surprise attack. But he searched for ages, only to find in despair, I'd gone invisible too. And I was hidden even deeper and better than him. Unable to contain his bloodthirsty rage any longer, he immediately dispelled his invisibility and angrily revealed himself. Jiangchen, get out here and die. I'm going to kill you. Liu Feng bared his disgusting, fanged mouth wide, roaring across the empty dueling ground, like a blind, mindless fly raging uselessly. But just a moment later, a sudden wave of icy dread crept up the back of his neck, like the Grim Reaper whispering in his ear. If you want to kill me, try in your next life. The moment those words fell, a blinding white blade appeared in midair, slicing out of nowhere with no warning. It was the invisible mermaid, the ultimate blue light kill and instant assassination. Slash. The mutant viral blade hacked down on Liu Feng's left shoulder, slicing through him like a slab of smooth butter, splitting his 3-meter-tall demonic body, skin and bone alike, instantly severed in two in a spray of blood. Blue demon blood and stinking guts exploded everywhere. Liu Feng's unblinking, dead head didn't even have time to realize what had happened. The word die was stuck in his throat as his head crashed to the floor, dead beyond all doubt.